Chapter 1148. As for Luo Chenxi, she did not have any other intentions. She simply did not have much to do these days. Many of the artistes in the company were either on vacation or attending the gala. As the boss, she was quite bored and was quite concerned about Lin Xian. After all, Luo Chenxi was not the boss in the past. She was a popular celebrity and a singer-songwriter. Lin Xian's songs were the most touching songs she had ever heard, and she admired them very much. As for going to bed, of course, she did not have that intention. She simply wanted to get to know Lin Xian, drink some wine and relax. She really had not relaxed for a long time. It was too troublesome to go out with an Xian and the other stars. They were surrounded by all kinds of people. She was quite interested in Lin Xian, and no one knew Lin Xian. Wouldn't it be good to go together? Therefore, sometimes, a person's talent could really attract a lot of people. Some fans would even give their idols KKP in order to prevent their idols from being criticized by anti-fans. Who could resist this? The two of them arrived at Night Bar. This Nightshade Bar should be the largest and most famous bar in the entire Linen City. As long as this bar existed, it would definitely make a profit. Although Lin Xian didn't care about that amount of money, just buying this bar alone would probably cost him hundreds of millions of yuan. Perhaps the cost of this bar would be less than 10 million yuan. This was because the Nightshade Bar's business was too good. All kinds of big shots would gather here, and the average daily net income would be more than 500,000 yuan. How exaggerated would it be if a bar like this could make a few 100,000 yuan a day? The monthly income was a few million, and the annual income was close to 100 million. Therefore, the value of such a bar was very high. I say, there are people in the bar during the day? Lin Xian asked. This night bar is open all day. Although it's more lively at night, it's not bad during the day. During the day it's a light bar, and at night it's a DJ. The light bar is more suitable for drinking, isn't it? Luo Chenxi smiled. That's true. The two of them then walked in. There were a lot of people in the bar during the day, but not too many. Most of the people who came to the bar were actually looking for a romantic encounter. And it was not suitable to have a romantic encounter in the bar during the day. Therefore, many people came to the bar during the day just to drink a glass of wine. Lin Xian and Luo Chenxi walked in. The lights inside were dim, and there were only soft special effects lights flashing. There was a beautiful girl on stage. In a bar like this, there were at least 5 resident singers. Do you know why I prefer to come to places like bars? Luo Chenxi asked as she sat on the sofa and looked at Lin Xian. I know. It's a romantic encounter. Luo Chenxi. Don't think I don't know that the number of girls who like to date is no less than the number of guys. Lin Xian laughed. Alright, but I really haven't asked her out yet. Luo Chenxi casually tucked her hair behind her ear. At that moment, she looked extremely charming. Does that count as? Luo Chenxi glanced at Lin Xian. It depends on your ability. Then she snapped her fingers, and a beautiful young lady walked over. What would you like to drink? Hennessy, make me a glass of Rose of Flames. Okay, sir. Any bottle? Please wait a moment. Then, Luo Chenxi smiled and looked at the girl who was on stage. She said to Lin Xian, when I come to bars, I usually choose to come during the day, or go to some light bars. This is because there are some very capable resident singers here. If I take a fancy to them, I can invite them to the company and make them stars. I've heard of them. Many famous stars were resident singers before they were discovered and became stars. Some even became famous. Lin Xian. I used to be a resident singer too. Later, I was discovered by a teacher who brought me into the entertainment industry. It changed my life. I know their wishes. They like to sing. And of course they like to be stars. Lin Xian laughed and said, you're so beautiful. Even if your singing is passable, you'll attract people's attention. Am I beautiful? Luo Chenxi reached out and touched her cheek. Then she sighed slightly. You're beautiful. I feel that you don't lose to Ziqiyue. What's wrong? Are you not confident in your looks? What would the other girls think of you? At this time, a glass of wine was placed in front of her. Luo Chenxi drank the Rose of Flames with a high alcohol content. Lin Xian. Although he did not know much about wine, this fiery red wine seemed to have a high alcohol content, right? Moreover, Luo Chenxi's realm was not high. She did not deliberately raise her realm. She was only in the god refinement realm. This realm could not withstand too much alcohol. Could it be that she was really going to get drunk? She was deliberately getting drunk with a man like him. Wow, what was the meaning of this? But I'm really here to drink today. Luo Chenxi exhaled. Her beautiful face was slightly red as she said this. Then she poured herself a full glass. What's wrong? Are you in a bad mood? Lin Xian clinked his glass with hers. Then he took a small sip. She drank it in one gulp again. As someone in the entertainment industry, her alcohol tolerance was naturally high. Sigh. Luo Chenxi sighed and looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. Am I really beautiful? Lin Xian. Hey, if other girls hear you say this, you'll be beaten to death. Haha. Luo Chenxi could not help but laugh. Then her expression became slightly lonely. But if I'm really beautiful, why did he leave? Luo Chenxi sighed and said. Lin Xian, you have a boyfriend. Lin Xian asked in surprise. Wow, she had a boyfriend? Then why was he still chasing after her? I used to. Luo Chenxi poured another glass and drank it in one gulp. We were high school classmates. We were in a relationship since high school. Lin Xian. What the heck? It was probably close to 10 years. Then she. The funniest thing is that after dating for so many years, we've only held hands. Can you believe it? I even took the initiative to have a closer relationship with him several times. Instead, he rejected me time and time again, saying that he won't touch me before marriage. It made me. Lin Xian. He heaved a sigh of relief again. However, wow, that person is King Gay, right? You're so beautiful. But you've only held hands with him after dating for 10 years? Lin Xian said in surprise. This was really shocking. What kind of King god was this? There was such a god. How did you know? Lin Xian. I only found out a few days ago that he's really King Gay. Lin Xian. All these years he was with me only because I was his girlfriend to cover up his sexual orientation. Ha ha ha. Luo Chenxi then drank the wine in one gulp. Lin Xian was dumbfounded. Chapter 1149. He had long heard of the existence of gays in this world, but Lin Xian had never met one. He felt that it was incredible. How could a man like another man? It was very, very incredible. The girl's hands were so soft, and her body smelled so good. What was so good about men? Did they like to be pricked? It was not easy for Luo Chenxi. She had been in a relationship with him for so many years. She even took the initiative to give herself to him. And then, he was gay. It was good that he was gay. Lin Xian did not dislike him after he touched her hand. Any man would have some sort of misophobia. For example, your girlfriend would definitely not be someone who had slept with someone else. Of course, in reality, many people would eventually give in, because they couldn't find someone better. Or, it could be said that they had fallen in love with someone else. Take Lin Xian for example. How could he find a girl who had been slept with by someone else? He would rather not. It was not that he disliked her, but he clearly had so many excellent girls around him. He did not lack any. If it were not for the system triggering the task, Lin Xian really did not want to have too much contact with Zi Qiyue, Luo Chenxi, and the others. It's not easy for you either. Here's a toast to you. Luo Chenxi clinked her glass with Lin Xian, and then drank it in one gulp. So Lin Xian also understood why she wanted to drink. To be honest, when I first found out about it, I even wanted to find a random man and have a one-night stand with him to vent my anger. I even went to the bar, but unfortunately, those men were too weak to be interested. Luo Chenxi said, So you extended your claws to me? Lin Xian asked with the corners of his mouth curled up. Aha, let's see what you're capable of. You can do whatever you want to me if you get me drunk. Luo Chenxi chuckled and took another sip of wine. You said it. I said it. Lin Xian laughed. Wasn't this King delivered to his door? Lin Xian was still fretting over how to get closer to Luo Chenxi. Although he felt that he was a scumbag, he did not think that he was too much of a scumbag. However, with such a beautiful girl on his doorstep, and a mission on top of that, He would not be a man if he did not take action. Luo Chenxi's mission reward was too special. She had activated a top-notch domain. Lin Xian was at the domain realm now, but he had no idea what a domain was. She was Lin Xian's domain. And this mission punishment. Jojo disappears. Who could withstand that? Come, let's drink. Lin Xian filled her glass again. What? Can't wait to get me drunk? Isn't that because you're sad? I'll drink with you until we're drunk. Luo Chenxi gulped down the cup again. Lin Xian couldn't help but admire her. Her alcohol tolerance was truly amazing. If a grown man like him didn't use his spiritual power to dissolve his drunkenness, he would probably collapse immediately. By the way, do you like him a lot? What do you think? If I didn't like him, would I have offered myself to him? Is he very handsome? He's just so. Based on my current standards, I naturally wouldn't fancy him. He's mediocre and not very promising. However, I liked him when I was in high school. After so many years, this kind of feeling is quite special. Luo Chenxi blushed as she spoke. Of course, this blush was due to the alcohol gradually getting to her face. Isn't it fortunate that you haven't been touched by him? Luo Chenxi glanced at Lin Xian. So I have to treat you well. Lin Xian smiled and said. TSK, Luo Chenxi snorted. At this moment, a few people walked out of the bar. This bar was secretly selling drugs. Many bars had them, and many people knew that. Hey, isn't this big boss Luo Chenxi? The brawny man with tattoos all over his arms walked over, and his gaze fell on Luo Chenxi. Even if this woman was sitting there, as long as people saw her, they would definitely be more attracted to her than other girls. Luo Chenxi used to be super famous. Although she had retired from the entertainment circle to start a business, there were still many people who knew her. However, she had changed from an ignorant girl to a very interesting girl. In addition, she didn't show up often. In fact, many people felt that she looked familiar, but they couldn't tell who she was. Some people could recognize her immediately. Luo Chenxi glanced at him. Then, the man sat beside Lin Xian and smiled. Boss Luo, are you in a bad mood? Why are you here to drink? Zhang Hu said with a smile. Of course, he was no match for Luo Chenxi. His net worth was much lower than Luo Chenxi's. However, Luo Chenxi was gulping down alcohol now. If he got her drunk and brought her to his room, he could take a picture of her. Wouldn't this beauty, who used to be a famous celebrity, become his woman? Well, let's drink. Luo Chenxi nodded. Hey, Boss Luo came to my store to drink. You all have good taste. We won't accept Boss Luo's money. In addition, Xiaoling, bring me a few more bottles of your most expensive wine. It's on me, Zhang Hu said quickly. No need, Luo Chenxi said. Zhang Hu pretended not to hear it. Then he glanced at Lin Xian. Hey you, get out of my way. I'm here to drink with Boss Luo. In Zhang Hu's eyes, Lin Xian was just a prostitute ordered by Luo Chenxi. Even if he wasn't, he probably had the same status. Luo Chenxi was very powerful. Zhang Hu didn't know what her private life was like. However, if she came to this bar to drink like this, her private life must be very messy. Instead of benefiting this guy, he would rather benefit himself. Did you see that Boss Luo agreed? Is this how you treat your customers? Lin Xian laughed. It doesn't matter if you have one more or one less. I don't need you here. Get lost. Your arms and legs are so small. I can break them with a twist. Boss Luo, I'll drink with you. Luo Chenxi said. Thank you for your kindness, but it's okay. I'm just here to drink some wine. That won't do. Come, I'll fill it up for you. Then, Zhang Hu glanced at Lin Xian. Why aren't you leaving? Come throw him out. Yes. At this moment, two people walked behind Lin Xian and wanted to press on his shoulders. Sizzle. In the next moment, the two people screamed and flew out. Their bodies were charred black. Lin Xian wouldn't kill them. Zhang Hu's movements suddenly stopped. Damn. Domain realm? This guy was King Domain realm? Since when did the world become like this? Such a young guy was in the domain realm? One had to know that Lin and City was a third-tier city. The domain realm was considered the top existence in Lin and City. Now a very young person released the power of the domain realm. How could Zhang Hu not be afraid? Damn. This was 2King scary. It turned out that Luo Chenxi didn't find a gigolo. Cough cough. You guys drink, you guys drink. I won't disturb you. Zhang Hu quickly stood up and said, what about this bar and the cost of the drinks? It's my treat. Take it as my treat. Have fun drinking. Let's go. Zhang Hu quickly left with his men. Chapter 1150. Luo Chenxi looked at Lin Xian in surprise. This Lin Xian was actually at the domain realm? He looked so young, but he actually had the strength of the domain realm. This really surprised her. No wonder this man had so many beautiful girls around him. It turned out that other than his talent, he was also a little expert. That was normal. I was thinking that I should put down some of my career and cultivate properly. I feel very handsome. Luo Chenxi looked at Lin Xian and said, sure. If you have the ability to raise your realm, you must do so. Don't forget that raising your realm can increase your lifespan and preserve your looks forever. The key is to preserve my looks forever. Luo Chenxi smiled and raised her wine glass. Then, Lin Xian clinked glasses with her and drank it in one gulp. The two of them listened to the music and drank the wine. Luo Chenxi was really drunk until she was in a daze. Hey, that's enough. Don't drink anymore. Lin Xian took her wine bottle to the side. You can't wait to go with me, to have a fling? Luo Chenxi laughed and looked at Lin Xian in a daze. Then are you going? Yes. Who asked that bastard to not touch me for so many years? Let's go. Luo Chenxi stood up unsteadily. She forgot to take her bag and directly fell on Lin Xian. Sigh, Lin Xian sighed. Then he took her bag, opened a room, and threw her on the bed. Before all of this happened, Lin Xian was really looking forward to it. When Luo Chenxi lay there, to be honest, Lin Xian didn't want to move. Although he was indeed a scumbag, he felt that other than having more girls, he didn't seem to be much of a scumbag. This should be considered a scumbag, right? Therefore he really didn't touch her. Then he walked to the computer in the room, turned it on, and entered his girl group. Does anyone want to play a game? Lin Xian added everyone. Instantly all of them appeared. Play. Come. I'll torture you. This was a message sent by Ling Ying. +1. This was a message from Ling Longyuan. Then, there were a few emojis sent by a few girls. Instantly, the customization list of 10 people was filled. The good thing about this group of girls was that they didn't want to be so tired of playing ranked matches and get scolded by their teammates. They would also get scolded by their teammates if they cheated them, so they could create a custom chat with each other. The 10 of them could chat while playing the game. This was called entertainment and nurturing relationships. Lin Xian felt that it was not a good idea to leave Luo Chenxi here and then leave. She was unconscious now. If she encountered any danger, he could not imagine what he would do. Therefore, he decided to stay here and play games for the day. He would wait for her to wake up. Anyway, it was only noon. Then Lin Xian began his journey of being abused. With Lin Xian and Lin Xian's help in the voice chat, the girls played for a long time. It was about 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sky was turning dark. They fought for a long time, but they were still in high spirits. This was because everyone had something fun to do, and that was to target Lin Xian. That was to kill him. They didn't care about anything else, and just wanted to kill him. Lin Xian felt wronged. If it wasn't for Luo Chenxi, he would not have played games with them for so long. What are you doing? Suddenly, a voice came from behind him. Then, everyone in the voice chat fell silent. Lin Xian swallowed a mouthful of saliva and turned to look at Luo Chenxi. Her beautiful hair was messy. It was normal for her to wake up after sleeping for so many hours. Moreover, Lin Xian was screaming and begging for mercy. It was reasonable for him to wake her up. However, Lin Xian had forgotten one thing. He had turned on the voice chat. He didn't hear anything behind him, because the game was too intense. Go to sleep. Lin Xian said to Luo Chenxi with a long face. I was woken up by you. Luo Chenxi yawned. When she woke up, she realized that her clothes were still there. Then that Lin Xian was playing games. She was dumbfounded. No matter what, she was still a great beauty, right? Why didn't he touch himself when playing games? Wow! Was this person AF * King Devil? It wasn't that Luo Chenxi was looking forward to Lin Xian touching her. She just felt extremely wronged. She had been in a relationship for so many years, but it turned out that the other party was gay. Then she wanted to take revenge. She felt that it wasn't that no one wanted her. If he didn't touch her after 10 years, then he deserved it. Therefore, when she was drinking, no, to be precise, when she was drinking with Lin Xian, she had already thought about it. So what if she was pricked? Then, this King bastard was playing games. He didn't prick her. Who could stand this? Lin Xian quickly gave her a look. Then, Luo Chenxi yawned and went to the bathroom to take a shower. Then, the voice in the earpiece exploded. Bastard Lin Xian, where are you? Who's talking on your end? Ling Ying asked in a bad mood. Ah, this Lin Xian must be having fun at another girl's house. I'm going to kill you. Lu Yufan said frantically. This is getting interesting. Morong Qing said with a smile. Actually, these girls more or less understood that Lin Xian probably had many girls around him. They might not have slept together, but they were definitely close. Lin Xian felt a headache coming on. I'm at my house. It was little fairy talking just now. As Linya was not playing, Lin Xian said this because among the 10 of them, Linya was not playing. T. That's not Sister Linya's voice. Miao Xiao Miao said angrily. There must be some changes in the voice through the earpiece. You don't even know that. Lin Xian said. Then, Morong Qing and Linya looked at each other. They also felt helpless, but Morong Qing didn't expose him. Forget it, let him live. Then let Sister Linya say something. Let us know and we'll believe you. Miao Xiao Miao said. Lin Xian felt a headache coming on. It's over, it's over. F***CK. If I knew this would happen, I would have stabbed her. Yes, I'm here. At this time, Lin Xian didn't know who Linya's voice came from. The others also didn't know where Linya's voice came from. They could only think that it came from Lin Xian's side. At least you're not lying. Lu Yufan wrinkled her cute little nose and said. Lin Xian's heart skipped a beat. He quickly sent a message to Linya, saying that he was at his friend's place. His friend was drunk, so he was watching and didn't do anything. Then Linya replied that it was fine. Lin Xian wanted to cry. Who was Linya with? Lin Xian took a look. The most likely possibility was that he was with Morong Qing. Hey Lin Xian, what do you mean? Don't send yourself to death. Wow. You're still sending yourself to death. Then, Lin Xian's side was sent to death by Lin Xian. Who asked you to criticize me? I'm not playing anymore. It's time for dinner. You guys have played for so long. Let's go eat. Lin Xian quickly turned off the voice message and looked at Luo Chenxi, who was taking a bath in the bathroom. Chapter 1151. Wah! How unbearable. Was Luo Chenxi trying to trick him? Although the other girls did not suspect anything, Linya and Morong Qing were still suspicious. Wah! Linya was fine, but Morong Qing was different. Firstly, this girl was not easy to woo. She had a good relationship with Luo Chenxi, but was not easy to woo. Secondly, Morong Qing was Luo Chenxi's target. Luo Chenxi's mission had started to extend the time. She could not woo this girl anymore. Luo Chenxi wrapped herself in a bathrobe and walked out barefooted. She happened to see Lin Xian at the door. She instinctively wanted to avoid him, but after thinking about it, she let him go. Beauty Luo, you almost got me into trouble. Lin Xian looked at her helplessly. Why? Do you have a girlfriend? Luo Chenxi asked with a smile. Lin Xian scratched his head. Interesting. It seems like it's really my problem. Luo Chenxi said. What problem? Lin Xian looked at her in confusion. You didn't touch me even when I was drunk. It seems like I'm not charming enough. It seems like it's understandable that you like men. Luo Chenxi sighed softly. Hey, you think too much. I didn't touch you because I'm not a jerk. But you're a man. Lin Xian. He could not refute her. Forget it. Luo Chenxi sat on the bed and crossed her legs skillfully. Lin Xian looked at her and almost had a nosebleed. She was wrapped in a bathrobe, and there was nothing inside. Plus, the bathrobe was higher than her height. Luo Chenxi looked at Lin Xian's eyes and then looked down. She quickly put her legs down and blushed. She pretended to be calm. So why didn't you touch me? Luo Chenxi asked. It's mainly because I can't get over touching you, right? For example, if you seduce me now, I'll definitely touch you. If you're drunk, I won't touch you. This is a matter of principle. Lin Xian said. Really? Luo Chenxi smiled and stood up. She walked to Lin Xian and wrapped her arms around his neck. Gulp. Lin Xian gulped. To be honest, Luo Chenxi was really beautiful. If she was not beautiful, how could the system trigger a mission for her? To be honest, Lin Xian had endured for a long time before he finally decided not to touch her. But who could withstand it now? Then are you going to touch me? Luo Chenxi even used her jade-like feet to hook Lin Xian's leg and rubbed against it slightly. This, Lin Xian gulped again. Wow. To be honest, he did not feel that he was a very handsome person. He did not belong to the kind of person who could directly charm girls to death. But why did they stick to him? Was he that charming? Don't play with fire, I'm a man. I don't know if you're a man or not. Luo Chenxi looked at Lin Xian. The two of them were so close that they could almost feel each other's breath. Luo Chenxi did not know whether to laugh or cry. She was so upset that she wanted to find a man to have sex with her. She had already made up her mind and made preparations. She had found a man, but he did not touch her. Instead, he played games for the entire day. Luo Chenxi did not know whether to laugh or cry. She even wondered if Lin Xian was a virgin. I'll give you 3 more seconds. Lin Xian said. I hope you can have 3 hours, Luo Chenxi said with a smile. In the next moment, Lin Xian directly pressed her on the bed. At that moment, Luo Chenxi was indeed subconsciously flustered. But after that, she did not feel this way. Instead, she inexplicably felt that this kind of unbridled feeling was quite good. No wonder so many girls chose to be unbridled in bars. It turned out that this was the reason. Then, Lin Xian kissed her with his big mouth. I was wrong. I was wrong. An hour later, Luo Chenxi kept begging for mercy. Didn't someone say that he hoped I could have 3 hours? Lin Xian laughed and increased the pin rate. Don't. Luo Chenxi held on tightly to Lin Xian. After a long time, she leaned weakly in Lin Xian's arms, panting. How does it feel to be unbridled? Lin Xian asked. 10 million Adonis points. It felt good. Luo Chenxi gritted her teeth. Don't you know that it's my first time? Luo Chenxi then bit Lin Xian. Who asked you to provoke me? Luo Chenxi rolled her eyes weakly at Lin Xian. Then Lin Xian lit a cigarette and hugged her. A cigarette after the deed was better than a living immortal. Initially, Lin Xian really did not smoke anymore. Inexplicably, some time ago, his addiction came back again. Give me a cigarette, Luo Chenxi said. You smoke. Occasionally, but I only smoke women's cigarettes. Lin Xian then took a puff and passed it to her. She did not mind and took a puff. Girls shouldn't smoke. Why? You don't like it? Lin Xian shook his head. It's not that. Some girls are charming when they smoke, such as you. But I still don't like women smoking. I didn't ask you to like it. Really? Luo Chenxi said. Lin Xian then turned around and pressed on her. You. What are you doing? Luo Chenxi suddenly panicked. I'm sorry. Luo Chenxi. I'm sorry. Lin Xian then let go of her. Hey. Then you can be my girlfriend. Lin Xian began to confess. For the mission. Me. How old are you? Almost 22. Do you know how old I am? Luo Chenxi. I'm almost 27. So what? A woman's charm is at its peak. TSK. Luo Chenxi then took another puff. I won't disturb you. Find a man and get married in 2 years. Luo Chenxi then stretched her body. Once she moved her legs, she felt uncomfortable all over. Bastard. Do you think I can let you off? Lin Xian laughed. Do you mean you want me to be your underground girlfriend? Luo Chenxi laughed and asked. No, I'm a woman. Then I'll be your girlfriend. Well, I can do it for now. Lin Xian. Hey, you're my girlfriend. Girlfriend. Lin Xian. Wow. What were these women thinking? Why did they not want to be his girlfriend, but his girlfriend? His mission. I'm hungry. I want to eat. Luo Chenxi glanced at Lin Xian and said. What do you want to eat? Lin Xian then reached out to hold her hand and pulled it to a certain place. Luo Chenxi's pretty face turned red, and then she withdrew her hand. Get lost. I'm ordering takeout. Give me your phone. Hey, you're a big boss after all. Are you trying to cheat me of my money to order takeout? Lin Xian. Are you giving it to me or not? Yes, yes, yes. Lin Xian passed the phone to her. Oh, let me count. How many wives do you have? Luo Chenxi opened Lin Xian's WeChat and took a look. Lin Xian. Lin Xian would always note the number of wives and wives of the girls around him. Ahem, I'm just joking. Then what's my number? Luo Chenxi laughed and asked. Hurry up, hurry up, Lin Xian said. Then she ordered takeout that cost 3,000 yuan. The quantity was not small, but the main thing was that it was expensive. All the things she ordered were expensive. Lin Xian's heart ached. Chapter 1152. The takeout arrived quickly. Lin Xian brought it in and placed it on the table. Go ahead and eat. Go away first. I'll eat after I take a shower, Luo Chenxi said. Wow, I've seen everything. Why are you asking me to go away now? Anyway, I want you to go away. Okay. Lin Xian then turned around. Luo Chenxi got off the bed slowly. She felt as if she had been electrocuted the moment she touched the ground. Damn it, it was so painful. Then, she limped into the bathroom while supporting herself against the wall. After taking a shower, she walked out with a new towel wrapped around her. Let's eat. It's all done, Lin Xian said. Luo Chenxi sat there, picked up her chopsticks and ate in small bites. Hey, I heard that you have a lot of assets in Linen City. You're even the richest man in Linen City? Lin Xian asked. Not much. I have more than 10 residential buildings, a few shopping malls, more than 10 shopping malls and 7 or 8 villas. Luo Chenxi drank a mouthful of soup and said calmly, Lin Xian. Was this girl pretending to be rich? Damn, this was not much. Other things aside, all the residential buildings in a residential area added up to more than 1 billion, or even a few billion, right? The land was also money. I built all these after I made money from the entertainment company. Why are you asking about this? Luo Chenxi asked. Oh, it's like this. I'm thinking of buying many companies in real estate. Since you have so many companies, give me a friendly price and I'll buy them all, Lin Xian said. Luo Chenxi glanced at Lin Xian. Brother, do you know how much all these cost? More than 100 billion. Luo Chenxi said. Logically speaking, Luo Chenxi was really amazing. She was probably worth a few 100 billion or even more. Compared to her entertainment company, the other real estate was the most valuable. Just the acquisition of all the real estate owned by Luo Chenxi in Lin and City would cost hundreds of billions. It was enough to show how much money it would take to make Lin and City his own. However, Lin Xian had 2 super powerful girls, Miao Xiaomiao and Zhao Yunqi. Once these 2 girls showed their prowess, their products would be monopolized. Not to mention the public's money, it would be enough to earn money from the 3 major powers. The wealth of these 3 forces was simply unimaginable. What was the situation with the 3 major forces? There were over 100 countries on Earth, and these 3 forces were equivalent to the assets in the national treasuries of over 100 countries. Then give me a friendship price. Can you afford it? Luo Chenxi looked at Lin Xian in confusion. I can afford it. Oh. Luo Chenxi's interest was piqued. She asked, why? Because Yixian Group is mine. Luo Chenxi. To be honest, she was shocked. The Art Pavilion Group actually belonged to Lin Xian. Lin Xian, so that's how it is. Luo Chenxi suddenly realized something. It was really unexpected. Therefore, it was true that he did not write songs for money, because he did not lack money at all. It was reasonable that he did not join the entertainment industry. Why do you want to buy my company? Luo Chenxi asked. Luo Chenxi was considered Lin Xian's woman, and the system triggered the mission. Her character was good. Lin Xian then said, I want to turn Lin and City into my force. Luo Chenxi. This was a King lunatic. T1 level forces were the 3 major powers. T2 level forces were what Lin Xian said, where a city was his. T2 level forces were like that. Even if that was not the case, they were still very powerful. T3 level forces were like the 8 great families. And Lin Xian actually wanted to establish such a force? Lin Xian's ambition was not small at all. One had to know that those T2 grade organizations had to be rooted there for hundreds, or even thousands of years, before they could become an existence of that level. Only then would they be able to make an entire city belong to them. Yet Lin Xian wanted to do this by force? It's not impossible. But have you considered that Lin City is close to the demonic beast territory? This is not a good choice. Of course I know this. You don't have to worry about this. Just tell me how much you want. Luo Chenxi thought for a while and said, Okay. I was thinking about how dangerous Lin City is, and I was thinking of selling these businesses. However, I don't want your money. So good. Kiss. Lin Xian then leaned over and kissed her pink cheeks. Luo Chenxi. Disgusting. You misunderstood. I said that I don't want your money. I want your shares in the Art Pavilion Group. Lin Xian thought for a while and nodded. Any smart person would know that the shares of the Art Pavilion Group were more valuable than anything else. Morongqing was so, and so was Luo Chenxi. How many shares do you want? How much are you offering? Luo Chenxi asked with a smile. 2 points. Okay. I'll get someone to draft the contract tomorrow and the day after, Luo Chenxi said with a smile. It seems that I'm at a disadvantage. Lin Xian shrugged. Luo Chenxi's initial expectation was 1 to 1.5. She was a businesswoman, and she had done some research and estimates on the Art Pavilion Group. 100 billion yuan was not much in exchange for the shares of the Art Pavilion Group. She was making a profit, and at least in the short term, the Art Pavilion Group would definitely flourish. As your lover, isn't it good enough that I don't ask for money from you? Luo Chenxi said with a smile. Then I have to make you my concubine. Not only will you not ask for money from me, but all your money will also be mine. Lin Xian said with a smile. Then you can do it. Luo Chenxi then drank a sip of milk tea and got up to stretch. I'm tired. Let's sleep. Coming. Lin Xian then hugged her. What are you doing? Get lost. Luo Chenxi was shocked. The next morning, Lin Xian opened his eyes. Luo Chenxi was sleeping soundly in his arms. Perhaps she felt Lin Xian's movements. She slowly opened her beautiful eyes. The first thing she did when she opened her eyes was to roll her eyes at Lin Xian. I'm leaving, Lin Xian said. Hurry up and leave. Don't disturb my sleep. Luo Chenxi turned over. Are you sure you want to turn your back to me? Lin Xian smiled. Luo Chenxi was shocked. Hurry up and leave. Lin Xian then got up and put on his clothes. Oh right, how long will you be staying in Lin City? Lin Xian asked. I'll be staying in Lin City for the time being. The company has stabilized. Okay, I'll look for you when I'm free. Lin Xian then walked out. Luo Chenxi closed her eyes and fell asleep. Your Excellency, the virus extraction has been completed. In the 9th Demon God's temple, an old man came to Xie with a green test tube in his hand. Oh, is that so? Well done. Xie stretched out his hand, and the test tube flew into his hand. He opened it and smelled it. He felt refreshed. Then let's do it. Release the virus in the attack range of the 9th Demon God's temple? No. Release it in the attack range of Yirenbing. Let's do it in Lin City. Yes. Then he slowly left. Chapter 1153. After Lin Xian left, he went to the Yixian group and told Linya about the matter. The Luo enterprise was indeed our main target. If that's the case, then it's perfect. Now that the Yixian group is short of money, it's not a problem to exchange shares for it. But Linya looked at Lin Xian in her professional attire and said, the value of the Yixian group's shares in the future will be much higher than the current price. Although you have absolute control over the Yixian group, it's not good to keep doing this. Lin Xian nodded. I know. Don't worry, it's just us and the other two. And their future is mine. So they're mine, Lin Xian added in his heart. Yes, if we take down the Luo enterprise, then the rest will be scattered. We can slowly take them all down, Linya said. Don't tire yourself out. Lin Xian went over and held Linya's hand, causing her to blush. I'm fine, this is what I like to do, Linya said. Hee hee, I know you like to do other things. Ha. Linya looked at Lin Xian in confusion. Lin Xian smirked and whispered something in her ear, causing her to blush. I'm going to draft the contract. With that, she quickly ran out. Sigh. Lin Xian sighed with a smile. I'm such a king scumbag. Lin Xian didn't want to go to the martial arts academy for the time being. The mission was completed, and there were no classes for the next 2 days. They had just returned from a mission, and were more or less injured, so they definitely wouldn't be attending classes. Therefore, Lin Xian should stay in Lin and City to accompany Linya and the others for the next 2 days. Since Little Fairy is working, I'll help an Xian write songs. Lin Xian whistled as he went to the cafe where Miao Xiaomiao was. There were a few rooms at the back of the cafe. One was Miao Xiaomiao's sleeping area. The other was Wang Qianqian's sleeping area. And there was also a kitchen. The remaining rooms were basically the storage room. However, they had changed the storage room into a place where they could practice and write songs. Therefore, there was no need to go to the studio unless they lacked some equipment. But it was basically complete, and they often wrote songs here together. Sister Qianqian, where are they? Lin Xian asked after he entered. They're writing songs in the room. Okay. Lin Xian then went over. When Lin Xian opened the door, he was stunned. An Xian, Miao Xiaomiao, Lu Yufan, and Yi Yi were messing around on the bed. Their clothes were disheveled, and their hair was messy. When Lin Xian saw them, they were still tangled together. When the girls saw the stunned Lin Xian standing at the door, they quickly tidied their hair and let go of him. Lin Xian felt that Miao Xiaomiao and Lu Yufan might be messing around, but an Xian and Yi Yi were also led astray by them. What are you doing? Hey, don't you knock before entering a girl's room? You're not polite at all. Miao Xiaomiao glared at Lin Xian. Lin Xian smiled and sat down. How fragrant. The 4 girls smelled so good. What? If you don't like it, let's fight again. Lin Xian said. TSK. I wonder who was the one who was killed by me 8 times yesterday and scolded by Sister Ling Ying until he couldn't say a word. Miao Xiaomiao snorted. Ha ha ha. Thinking about last night's scene, Lu Yufang couldn't help but burst out laughing. Be careful or I'll rape you. Lin Xian said fiercely. Be careful or I'll sue you. Lin Xian sat on the bed with a smile and took a look at the paper. It was a song an Xian wrote herself. How is it? An Xian asked expectantly. It's very good. Lin Xian nodded. But you'll release your songs for this album. This song will be released for the next album. How many songs are left for this album? 2. Then I'll finish it for you. I'll help you write the next album. And the one after that too. But you can release your own songs too. Okay. An Xian's beautiful eyes lit up. Your big boss personally asked me to do this. She said that she wants to make you into an existence on the same level as Zichiyue. An Xian's pretty face turned red. In fact, that was also what she wanted. Speaking of Zichiyue, someone knocked on the door, and then pushed it open. Sister Chiyue, you're all here. Zichiyue took off her sunglasses, mask and cap. Wow, what are you doing in this small room? Tisk, you're unnecessary. We're all here usually. Lu Yufan said. Uh-huh. An Xian nodded. Forget it. You guys talk. I'll go to the side and finish writing the remaining 2 songs an Xian wrote. Lin Xian then went to the side table. Zichiyue came to Lin Xian's side. To be honest, I feel that your handwriting doesn't match your talent. Zichiyue joked. Lin Xian's handwriting was really ugly. When God closes a door for you, he opens a window for you. My handwriting is ugly, but I'm handsome. Ah, you wish, Miao Xiaomiao said. Damn, don't make me hit you. Miao Xiaomiao then made a face. A secret that can't be told? An Xian also came over. This song is quite difficult, but it shouldn't be difficult for a girl. Lin Xian said. Soon the song was finished. Zichiyue's beautiful eyes lit up. Wasn't this too talented? How is it? Lin Xian then asked. It's very good. I like it. An Xian said happily. That's good. Second song, second song. An Xian couldn't wait. Okay. Then Lin Xian wrote the second song, Dandelion's Promise. This song was suitable for an Xian's age. I love it, I love it. I'm going to practice. An Xian couldn't wait to run out. Where's mine? Zichihua asked with a smile. Sister, did you get first place? Zichihua nodded. Yes. I beat an Xian in one day. She's first place now. Yi said. That's normal. After all, Beauty Z's appeal is too great. It's the song that's good. Zichihua said. No matter how famous a person is, it's useless if they don't sing well. Quality is the most important. Then I'll write this song for you. Then Lin Xian wrote this song of regret. Zichihua's beautiful eyes lit up. She liked the lyrics of this song very much. Rather than letting you wither in my arms, I'd rather you regret your mistakes and fly into the world of dreams, leaving me alone to grieve. Rather than letting you wither in my love, I'd rather you be hurt and cry. Only after you've tasted all the pain and sorrow can you understand the value of true love. How many times have you been dumped to be able to write these love songs? Zichihua looked at Lin Xian with a smile and asked. Humph, I've always been the one to dump others. No one dares to dump me, right? Chapter 1154. Lin Xian put down his phone and walked to the table. Let's eat. Lin Ye said. Lin Xian nodded. The major companies also quickly stopped work. There was no other way. If they did not stop work, they would be forced to be infected. In just one day, there were more than 1,000 cases. The incubation period was only 1 day. This was good news. But people were anxious. Yixian Group has also temporarily stopped work. Lin Xian nodded. There's no other way. If this matter takes a long time, it will be a great loss to us. Lin Xian thought for a moment and said, I'll see if there's a way. Indeed, Yixian Group's loss for a day was hundreds of millions. Lin Xian did not want this to happen. Little fairy, I'll go out for a while. But outside. Don't forget what realm I'm in. I'll go take a look. Then you can go after dinner. Okay. Lin Xian put on a mask and walked out after dinner. There were almost no people on the streets outside. This was the most exaggerated. Beautiful sister, do you have any channels? Let me go to the research institute. Lin Xian called Morong Qing. What are you doing? Lin Xian. I'll see if I have a way to deal with this virus. Morong Qing was stunned for a moment, but she felt that Lin Xian was really amazing. Where are you? I'll come find you. 20 minutes later, Morong Qing drove to Lin Xian's side. Cars were banned on the road, but Morong Qing's identity was special. Let's go. I'll take you there. 20 minutes later, they arrived at the research institute. The institute was full of talents studying the virus. The 3 major forces were the rulers and managers of the mainland. This matter was naturally done by the 3 major forces. Morong Qing was an executive of the sanctuary. Naturally, she could enter and leave these places at will. What do you want to see? Morong Qing and Lin Xian walked inside and asked. I want to see the general situation of the virus. Maybe I have a way to deal with it. Morong Qing looked at Lin Xian. You know medicine? I know a little. Morong Qing. Is this person a devil? Why does he know everything? Fellow Zhang, how's the research going? Morong Qing brought Lin Xian to the side of an old man. This is, then, a temple expert behind Morong Qing said. Our temple's executive officer Morong Qing is one of the highest leaders. Academician Zhang was shocked. One of the highest leaders of the temple was a woman, and she was so young? Then he hurriedly said, after 2 days of research, we've temporarily figured out some of the characteristics of this virus. It has a 1-day incubation period, airborne transmission, and the infected person may only live for 7 to 14 days. The virus will gradually coagulate the infected person's blood and eventually cause all the organs to fail. It's the strongest virus in history, and the mortality rate is almost 100%. Even martial artists won't be able to resist it. Currently, arcane body realm martial artists won't be able to resist it. However, once this virus spreads, it will be a devastating disaster for humanity. What about the progress of the vaccine? Difficult. This virus probably came from some kind of demon beast. It is almost impossible for a vaccine to be developed within a few months. Morong Qing frowned. A few months. It had been 3 days since the incident, and there were definitely many people who had left Lin and city. Although Lin and City was the most affected, as long as one person left, it would be a walking plague. The consequences would be unimaginable. In a few months, if it couldn't be controlled in a few months, 1/10 of Sky Blue Planet would be destroyed. Because this was a deadly virus. Demon Beast virus? Lin Xian frowned. Could it be a conspiracy of the Demon God Temple? What about the virus? Let me see, Lin Xian said. This is... Let him see, Morongqing said. All right. Lin Xian walked over and took a look through the microscope. Then he picked up the test tube containing the virus. I'll take this. Hey young man, this, Morongqing said. Don't worry, leave it to him. This all right. Lin Xian and Morongqing walked out. How is it? I need to try. Pitter-patter. Lin Xian crushed the test tube and took a deep breath, absorbing all the virus into his body. Morongqing didn't panic because the virus had absolutely no effect on Lin Xian. Lin Xian sensed it carefully and then sat down. A few hours later, Lin Xian opened his eyes. Morongqing had been guarding him all this time. How is it? Morongqing asked. This is a mixture of several demon beast poisons extracted and mixed. It's something between a poison and a virus, Lin Xian said. He didn't know what it was because there was no record of it in the Imperial Physician's sacred art. However, he had the memory of the Imperial Physician's sacred art, so Lin Xian could roughly understand it. Extracted? Could it be? Morongqing frowned. Yes, this was deliberately caused by someone. Lin Xian. It's the demon race, Morongqing said. Most likely. Why wasn't it the human race? Because this virus had such a high fatality rate. If a vaccine couldn't be developed in a short period of time, humans would basically die unless they could control it. But was it really so easy to control it? And once this happened, you wouldn't have any room for entertainment. What would you do then? The purpose of this virus was very simple. It was to cause great damage to the human race. Therefore, the demon race was very suitable. Then what should we do? If a vaccine can't be developed in a short period of time, then I'll try. I'll go find someone. Lin Xian crushed the bead Yirenbing gave him and disappeared. Morongqing was secretly shocked. Why was this Lin Xian getting more and more exaggerated? Lin Xian went to Yirenbing's place. Yirenbing was sitting in the garden eating fruits. Oh, you took the initiative to come. Yirenbing saw Lin Xian and smiled. Do you know what happened to the human race? I know. Then do you have any ideas? Lin Xian asked. Yirenbing glanced at Lin Xian and said, Not very. Lin Xian, not very. That's it. Lin Xian felt that the Demon God Temple was responsible, but it definitely wasn't Yirenbing. Although Yirenbing's 10th Demon God Temple was in charge of Lin and City, it definitely wasn't her. I'm a demon god. This is something I want to see happen. Why would I help you? Yirenbing said. Hey, if something happened to the human race, there would be no one to plant fruits, no one to make delicious food, and no one to plant crops. You wouldn't be able to eat all kinds of delicacies either, Lin Xian said. Yirenbing. It's very simple. There's a relatively common spirit herb called blue Ganoderma. I know that blue Ganoderma can prevent blood from clotting, but it can't be done in this situation. Blue Ganoderma and water bodhi can be extracted. Yirenbing said indifferently. Why did she know? In the past, this was the Demon God Temple's plan. As for which Demon God Temple was responsible for this, she wasn't too sure. Chapter 1155. From the fact that Yirenbing chose to help Lin Xian, it was clear that she was biased towards the human race. It was just that she hadn't thought it through yet. However, she was slowly switching sides from the standpoint of a demon immortal to that of a human. What was the reason? Naturally, it was because of Lin Xian. Lin Xian was a human, and she was pregnant with Lin Xian's baby. How could she continue attacking the human race under normal circumstances? She had told Lin Xian many times that she would continue attacking the human race. However, as a demon immortal, she was just being stubborn. Since she was stubborn, she could just relax a little. As she interacted with Lin Xian, and of course Linglong Shui and the others, she gradually got used to and liked many things in the human world. For example, food. She also gradually let go of her hatred. The expert who killed her family had long been killed by her. Xie Qiui probably never expected that Yi Renbing would side with the human race. In his eyes, Lin Xian was a human, but he could only be Yi Renbing's toy. She was still a demon immortal, and she still wanted to destroy the human race. However, Blue Ganoderma and Water Bodhi, Lin Xian rubbed his chin, then looked at Yi Renbing. Don't look at me. Telling you this is no longer in line with my position as a demon immortal. It's impossible for me to help you find these two herbs. Even if I help you, I will definitely be discovered. When that time comes, the 10th demon god's temple will become the target of public criticism. Yi Renbing said, I know, these two herbs aren't that rare. However, in this situation, when they are developed, there will probably be more than 6 figures infected. There will also be a large number of suspected infections. Therefore, the demand for these two herbs is very high. Do you know where there are a lot of these two herbs? I don't need your help. I will find someone, Lin Xian said. Let me think. Yi Renbing pondered for a moment, then said, there should be enough water bodhi in the water demon swamp. As for Blue Ganoderma, there should also be some in the water demon swamp. Most of them should be in the sea region. There should be some in the northern region. Lin Xian nodded. Both of them belong to the category of medicinal herbs that many people would not necessarily be willing to pick because their value was not too high. A single water bodhi could be sold for a few hundred yuan, while the Blue Ganoderma could be sold for a few thousand yuan. As for the others, they could be sold for hundreds of thousands or even millions of yuan. However, it was precisely the combination of these two that had a miraculous effect. Then I'll go back first. Thank you, Lin Xian said. If a vaccine could not be developed in a short period of time, it would be an unimaginable blow to the human race. Hurry up and scram. Hee, give me a kiss. Lin Xian then leaned over with a smile and pressed his big mouth on Yi Renbing's red lips. Yi Renbing was also very passionate. A few little girls who passed by saw this scene, and their faces turned red. They quickly ran away. Lin Xian licked his lips, and then walked away. The first thing Lin Xian did when he arrived at Linan City was to contact Morongqing directly. The two of them sat on a bench in an empty park. Hey, you two over there. You are forbidden to go out except to buy ingredients. I say, you two don't want to live anymore. Do you? You still want to go out on a date at this time? Forget about the date. You don't even wear a mask. An old man in the park pointed at Lin Xian and Morongqing, and then walked over angrily. Lin Xian and Morongqing were embarrassed for a moment. Let's go, let's go. The two of them then walked away. What's the situation? Morongqing asked Lin Xian. Send a team to the water demon swamp to collect water bodhi. Collect as many as you can. Water bodhi can be used to make a vaccine? To be precise, it's not a vaccine. It's an antidote. This virus is actually more like a poison. Then send a team to the northern sea to collect Blue Ganoderma. Collect as many as you can. Forget it. I'll go to the northern sea myself. Lin Xian said. Morongqing looked at Lin Xian in surprise and asked, is there a way to detoxify these two things? Lin Xian nodded. Yes, there should be. Okay, I'll go to the northern sea with you. The sea is a more dangerous place than the mainland. Lin Xian nodded. Is there anything else? I'll send the order immediately. Also, temporarily cancel half of the Yixian Group's factories in Linan City. Prepare the raw materials to make the vaccine and distribute it free of charge. However, I hope that the vaccine can be developed in the name of the Yixian Group and be distributed free of charge. That's right. If it's really useful, it'll be your credit. What's wrong with using the Yixian Group's name? Morongqing said. When the time came, the vaccine would be distributed free of charge. If they took the opportunity to make a lot of money at this time, they would be a black-hearted company. If they made money and lost the people's hearts, this situation would be a disaster for the entire mainland. If this happened on Earth, all the expenses would be reimbursed by the state. However, Lin Xian didn't think it was a big deal. All the vaccine would be distributed free of charge. Then, the Yixian Group's position in the mainland would be incomparably high. In the eyes of all the people, The Yixian group was definitely a company with a conscience. They had absolute trust in the Yixian group. This benefit was invisible, but it couldn't be bought with money. Lin Xian nodded. Then the workers, don't worry. I'll ask the people from the holy sanctum to help. However, you have to give me some time. This is because if we mass produce it now, the chances of mass infection are very high. Once this thing is infected, it won't kill anyone for 7 days. However, after 7 days, it basically depends on the person's luck. Within 7 days can you? Morongqing looked at Lin Xian. 3 processes. Find the 2 herbs, manufacture and distribute. How long it will take depends on how fast the first 2 processes are. Morongqing estimated. Enough. I'll arrange it now. Okay. Half a day later, Lin Xian and Morongqing arrived at the Northern Sea in a private jet. The Northern Sea was a sea. On Earth, coastal cities were definitely developed because there were simply too many resources available. However, on Sky Blue Planet, the sea was an extremely dangerous place. This was because there were more mystical beasts in the sea than on the mainland. It was also terrifying. On Earth, you only had to worry about a thunderstorm when you went out to sea. However, in this place, you could be harassed by mystical beasts. Moreover, there were many large mystical beasts in the sea. Therefore, Sky Blue Planet's seafood was more expensive. Even so, there were still a few specific points that opened up sea areas, which belonged to the safe sea areas. As for the seafood, it was actually more artificially farmed. However, the Northern Sea was definitely a place that humans had almost never explored. The nearest city to the Northern Sea was at least a few hundred kilometers away. They took a helicopter, and a large number of troops from the 3 forces followed behind them in nebula vehicles. Chapter 1156. This operation was considered a secret and could only be announced after it was fully developed. If they were to announce it now, it might attract the attention of the devil race. The 3 forces were very excited. When they heard that it was Lin Xian's idea, they did not believe it. Countless experts had failed to develop it, so how could he? However, Morongqing insisted on giving it a try. Only then did they deploy their troops. Lin Xian looked down at the sea in front of him. He had never been to a place like the sea on Sky Blue Planet. He had never been to a place like the sea. The original owner of this body had never been there. Linya and the others had never been there. There were many forbidden areas on the continent, but the sea was always one of them. Morongqing took out her walkie-talkie and said, "Attention everyone. The Northern Territory Sea is 3 kilometers ahead. Team 3 and Team 4, check the surroundings first and either kill or drive away all the demon beasts. Team 1 and Team 2, speed up and check the sea area. The remaining 6 teams will move at the original speed." Then they landed on the beach. They could see some devil beasts on the beach. Lin Xian did not know what kind of devil beasts they were. He was not even sure if they were devil beasts. They all dove into the sea before they landed. "Beautiful sister, what were those just now?" Lin Xian jumped off the helicopter and asked. "You've never been to the sea before?" Lin Xian shook his head. "Those are the most common devil beasts in the sea. They don't have much attacking power. They are even food for other devil beasts. They are amphibious and like to bask in the sun on the beach during the day." "I see." Morongqing looked at the sea in the distance. Blue Ganoderma is a kind of plant that grows on the sea. It is slightly poisonous. However, Blue Ganoderma is the food of many poisonous devil beasts in the sea. Fortunately, Blue Ganoderma has a strong reproductive ability. Morongqing said to Lin Xian. "I know. You don't have to tell me." Lin Xian. Morongqing then rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. "If you can really do this well, then you will be a hero to humanity," Zhang Heng said. Lin Xian shrugged. "I don't want to be a hero. I want to be a bastard. When the time comes, you or my sister will do it." All right. Morongqing's gaze then fell on a blue Ganoderma not far from the sea surface that was faintly flickering with blue light under the sun. She then leaped and directly flew over, finally landing beside Lin Xian. "This is the blue Ganoderma. How many vaccines do you think a blue Ganoderma and a water body can produce?" Morongqing asked. "Let's make some oral liquids." I should be able to make a lot. But I need to go back and study the specifics. I need to see how much can neutralize all the viruses in a person's body. I know. I just hope that everything will be fine. Nebula cars stopped nearby, and thousands of members of the three major forces ran down from the cars. Behind them, many people came to the side in their sea and land vehicles. Those of you who are strong, use half an hour to scout the waters. Remember, for people in a team, keep in touch. Yes. Then thousands of people entered the sea in their sea and land vehicles. It couldn't be helped. The Northern Territory, sea was an unknown and dangerous place. It was said that the demonic beasts in the sea were no weaker than those on the land. However, the demonic beasts in the sea rarely had any contact with the land. It was as if the demonic beasts in the sea and the land were two different worlds. Although they didn't need to go too deep into the sea to collect the blue Ganoderma, it was obvious that they couldn't collect much at the edge of the sea. It was better to go deeper, or it would be dangerous. Half an hour later, they all came back. Okay, we'll follow the previous plan. Collect the blue Ganoderma in Area A. Don't let any of them go. Remember to wear special gloves. The blue Ganoderma is poisonous. Zhang Yong Lu Xiaofeng Super Chen. 3 men came over. Yes. You are all in the celestial venerable realm. The 3 of you will be in charge of the collection work in Area A. Yes. Morong Qing then glanced at the several people next to her and said, You take 2 teams with a dozen people. Follow me to the deep sea, and see if you can find the blue Ganoderma. Yes. Looking at the blue Ganoderma here, you might only see 1 or 2. How could that be? Although the 5 great empires and the 3 great forces had arranged for people to go to the sea to look for the blue Ganoderma, there were requirements for the growth of the blue Ganoderma. The salt content of the sea was very important, so most of the sea didn't have it. They couldn't pin all their hopes on others. The northern region sea should be the sea with the most blue Ganoderma. Then Morong Yu, Lin Xian, and a young lady acted as the vanguard as they headed towards the depths of the ocean. Behind them, there were 10 other boats. They weren't boats, but they were capable of both land and sea. They were very fast and each boat could seat around 10 people. However, there were less than 20 people in total. Most of them were going to explore because it was very dangerous. Every blue Ganoderma they encountered on the way was not wasted. 1 more blue Ganoderma meant more people could survive. Will the monsters in the sea take the initiative to attack us? Lin Xian asked. Ask Xiao Qian. She lives by the sea. Morong Yu said. The valiant young lady driving the ship said. Yes, and the probability is very high, because many demon beasts in the sea will be attracted by the shadows of our ships. Some of them will deliberately attack, and some will mistake the shadows for their prey. That's not good. Lin Xian rubbed his chin. It's not a problem if we don't encounter those big monsters, but I'm worried if we encounter big monsters. Even if we can defeat them, this is the sea. It won't be good if the boat capsizes and sinks. Don't worry. With my time and Lin Xian's space attribute, as long as our luck isn't too bad, we won't encounter those big monsters. Morong Qing said. Lin Xian thought that if he had known this would happen, he would have brought Dragoni or Ling Longyue. But since it's already like this, forget it. Dragoni has been sleeping for many days. Time slowly passed, and they were getting deeper and deeper into the northern region sea. Their luck wasn't bad, and they didn't encounter any monsters. Stop. However, at this time, Morong Qing suddenly said, and all the boats stopped in place. Lin Xian asked, What's wrong? Morong Qing looked at the sea and said, Did you notice that the waves are a lot bigger? Seems like it. Sister Morong, the wind didn't get bigger, but the waves are bigger. I think there are big monsters not far away. Xiao Qian said. How about we change direction? Go diagonally. Morong Qing said. That's the only way. They came here to search, not to fight. In the sea, they should avoid fighting as much as possible. Chapter 1157. About an hour later, the waves caused the ship to sway unsteadily. F***ck, far, far away, Lin Xian could vaguely see 2 huge demonic beasts fighting. With his eyesight, he could only see the general color. How far away was it? The waves were obviously caused by the two demonic beasts fighting. If they were closer, the waves might be 10 to 20 meters high. They couldn't go any further. How F***king big is this? Lin Xian exclaimed. I'm afraid it's a demonic beast over 100 meters tall. It can't be helped. This is normal. There are many super large demonic beasts in the sea. Morongqing said. Hey, look ahead. Lin Xian pointed. Then they looked over. In the sea ahead, there was a large patch of flickering blue things. Blue Ganoderma. Morongqing's beautiful eyes lit up. You guys stay here. Don't go forward. Lin Xian, let's go. Morongqing said to Lin Xian. Lin Xian nodded. Then he released the power of space, and the two landed on the sea. Hey, give me a hand. Lin Xian pulled Morongqing's hand. I forgot that only heavenly venerables can fly. Although you're in the domain realm, you can't stand on the sea without sinking. Morongqing said awkwardly. It's okay. Just hold my hand. Lin Xian squeezed her hand. Morongqing. Wah. This person is a devil. Why is he still taking advantage of me at this time? F***ck. Morongqing pulled Lin Xian. Lin Xian could stand on the sea by releasing a little spiritual power. However, Morongqing had to hold Lin Xian's hand at all times. Their relationship was good. It was normal for them to hold hands. Of course, holding hands in this situation was different from holding hands when you were shopping. The two of them kept picking the blue Ganoderma. There was a piece of good news. Under normal circumstances, there would definitely be a lot of poisonous sea creatures under such a large cluster of blue Ganoderma. But now, there were two heavenly venerables fighting in the distance. How many heavenly venerables would dare to stay in the vicinity at this time? He had already run away. Therefore, Lin Xian and Morongqing could harvest without any pressure. Very quickly, all of the blue Ganoderma were stored in their spatial rings. Lin Xian said to Morongqing. Including the ones harvested by others, that should be enough for now. You can focus on research and development. As for the rest, you can send people to continue searching. Alright. At this moment, they suddenly felt the sky turn dark. Then, they suddenly looked up and saw a huge tsunami over 20 meters long rushing toward them. Shwa. Lin Xian used his spatial power to instantly bring Morongqing to the other side of the tsunami. Then in front of them was a huge demon beast. Those two red eyes that were bigger than several people were staring at them. This was a huge octopus monster. There were huge wounds all over its body. The wounds were so terrible that it felt like several people could be stuffed in them. Obviously, the battle with the demon beast just now had ended. Then for some unknown reason it came here. A huge tentacle lifted and smashed toward the two of them. Time stop. Morongqing directly released her spatial power. Its movement stopped in place. Just a heavenly venerable's demon beast. After suffering such heavy injuries, it didn't run away, but attacked me instead, courting death. Morongqing stretched out her hand and held a sword in her hand. Then she jumped and her strength erupted. Spatial jump. Lin Xian subconsciously released a spatial jump and arrived on the ship. Since Morongqing said that, she should have no problem. In just 2 minutes, the huge demon beast slowly sank into the sea, and the entire sea was dyed red. Lin Xian released his spatial power, and Morongqing appeared beside Lin Xian. Let's go back, Morongqing said. Soon they arrived on the mainland. Morongqing gathered all the blue Ganoderma into her spatial ring. Let's go back. Lin Xian nodded. The harvest of this trip was already very big. With these blue Ganoderma, the amount should be enough for the time being. When the time came, he would let the others continue to search and replenish. Under normal circumstances, it should be enough. 3 days later, a piece of news instantly hit the headlines. Yixian Group developed Yi-Miao. There would be many rumors on the internet, but no one dared to spread rumors about this matter. Today, in the Yixian building, Linya held a press conference. Reporters from all the major media outlets wore masks and attended. The live broadcast was also in progress. At the same time, the number of viewers was estimated to be more than 50 million. President Lin, I saw on the internet that the Yixian Group developed the Yi-Miao. Is it true? A reporter asked. Linya nodded. Yes, it has been tested. The cure rate is 100%. Hearing Lin Ye's words, the crowd was shocked. Some of the people in front of their phones and computers couldn't help but cry. In just a few days, it gave them a feeling of the end of the world. Then what kind of company is the Yixian Group? It's said that the Yixian Group is a company that invents all kinds of patents. However, they shouldn't have any involvement in medicine. How could the Yixian Group develop the e-meow? This was also what everyone was concerned about. They didn't quite believe it. But when they thought about it carefully, the fate of the entire company was at stake. How could anyone be stupid enough to lie just to gain attention at a time like this? Then can I ask if the genetic enhancement medicine that my company developed, the mental enhancement medicine, is considered to be involved in medicine? Lin Ye smiled and asked in return. That reporter was speechless. President Lin, the public has a very, very important question. Because the death rate is almost 100% in 7 days. When will the medicine be mass-produced? Lin Ye said. The mass production started 3 days ago. It's estimated that all the medicine will be able to enter hospitals in all the major cities in China by tomorrow. The other countries have been infected, so it might take a little longer. Hearing Lin Ye's words, everyone in front of their screens became even more excited. There's another crucial question. In the past few days, the number of people who have been infected has exceeded 300,000. It's suspected that it's over 1 million. There are also many people who might have been infected, but don't know about it. This is a very large number of people. At the same time, there are also many families who might not be able to bear the high cost. May I ask how much the vaccine costs? Can you tell us now? Lin Ye smiled and said, this crisis is a crisis for the entire human race. It's a crisis for all major countries. We're very honored that we were able to develop the e-meow. But at this time, how can the Yixian Group make money from this disaster? So all the e-meow will be free. Wow. Chapter 1158. Yes, if the Yixian Group took advantage of this wave, they could make a lot of money. Even if they did not earn the people's money, after the research and development was completed, the 3 major forces would definitely try their best to buy it. However, Lin Xian still had a conscience. He felt that in this situation, he really could not collect money. Moreover, they really did not spend anything. The 3 major forces helped to find the raw materials, and the labor was also from the 3 major forces. At most, the factory was theirs, however, everything was free. In this way, the Yixian Group directly became a super conscientious company in the hearts of the people. In the future, if anything was linked to the Yixian Group, it would definitely be favored by the people. No matter what, as long as they saw the Yixian Group, they would buy it. There was an advantage to this. The development of the Yixian Group would not only allow them to monopolize the industry, but they could also expand into other industries, such as milk powder. There were so many milk powder companies. And after the Yixian Group went through this incident, when others suddenly saw milk powder produced by the Yixian Group, they would definitely choose this one. This was a kind of popular sentiment, and a successful company must win the hearts of the people. Once this matter was settled, the Yixian Group could directly move in many directions. When the time came, they could just casually advertise. Don't worry, Zichiyue would help to shoot some. The speed of making money would definitely be much faster than selling this thing now. The bullet screen was crazily flooding, and all of them were crying. All of them were saying that they would always support the Yixian Group, and then all kinds of goddess and so on. Lin Ye's appearance was already known by the public. She was once rated as the most beautiful CEO in 100 years. She was really super beautiful, and many people even came from other cities just to see her, waiting outside the Yixian building for her to get off work. Although Lin Ye was now wearing a mask, the goddess was crazily flooding the bullet screen. Then President Lin, can this vaccine be enough to cure everyone? To be precise, is the amount enough in a short time? The reporter asked the key question again. Lin Ye nodded. The amount is enough. It's just that more time will be spent on transportation, but it won't take too long. It will be done in China within a day, and the other 4 empires will take about a day or so. However, the Yixian Group has deep cooperation with the three major forces. And the three major forces are also important forces to protect the human race. The three major forces will send a lot of special planes to transport the vaccine to various cities in various countries. During this period, I hope that everyone can follow the instructions given by the three major forces. Of course. The bullet screen crazily flooded the bullet screen. Inexplicably, at this moment, Lin Ye's words were more than the three major forces' orders. The source of this incident is Lin'an City, which is also the most serious city, especially all the medical personnel at the front line of Lin'an City. I will donate 1 billion yuan in the name of the Art Xian Group. This 1 billion yuan will be distributed to every medical personnel when the time comes. Thank you to each and every one of them for their contribution this week. Said of Lin. F********************. Of course, I Xian Group. Why doesn't this kind of company support those companies that squeeze the people's hard-earned money every day? Really, I'm looking forward to some other products from the Yixian Group. As long as I want to use it, I'll definitely only use the Yixian Group's products. +1+1. Lin Xian watched the live broadcast backstage and smiled at the bullet screen. This was the effect he wanted. Under normal circumstances, it would be more difficult for the Yixian Group to enter other industries. However, after this incident, the Yixian Group had been thoroughly rooted in the hearts of the people. Then they could go all out. The press conference ended quickly, and everyone left one after another. They waited for the news to be released by the major cities. Lin Xian, the three major forces want to see you. Morongqing walked over and said to Lin Xian. Lin Xian must have been completely noticed by the three major forces. See what? I'm not meeting you. I have business to discuss with my little fairy. Other things are very troublesome. This time, the leader of the Holy Temple is here. He's my brother. Lin Xian. F***ck. Someone of this level came personally. He was a little special because he was Morongyu's father. Cough. When? Tonight at 8 o'clock, Drunken Pavilion. I'll bring you there, Morongqing said. All right, I'm a little nervous. Why are you nervous? Morongqing rolled her eyes, but she really admired Lin Xian. This time, Lin Xian had really become the hero of the entire human race. However, he did not even show his face. In everyone's eyes, the hero was the Yixian Group. Not many people even knew of Lin Xian's existence. They only knew that Lin Ye had a younger brother. But as for how this younger brother was like, no one cared. They thought that the geniuses of the Yixian Group, who developed the genetic medicine, developed the vaccine. But why did they look for me? Lin Xian asked. It's probably to thank you. You've probably guessed the rest. Lin Xian stretched. It's so boring. Why don't I go home and play games with the girls? Lin Xian said. Which woman's bed were you in that night? Morongqing sneered. Lin Xian. Don't misunderstand. I just wanted to talk to her. Oh, you talked about bed? Morongqing's lips curled. No, really. Lin Xian scratched his head. Why are you explaining to me? I'm not your girlfriend. Go find Ling Ying, Han Chuxue, and the others. Lin Xian. She didn't know anything, did she? No, she was just guessing. Then I was thinking of wooing you. Wooing me? Sure. Let's get rid of the others first. Lin Xian. Forget it, I won't talk to you anymore. I'm not going tonight. Lin Xian said. Morongqing. Hey. Why aren't you going? You're really something. She rolled her eyes unhappily. I'm not happy. Someone doesn't like me. Lin Xian looked aggrieved. I like you. I like you the most. Morongqing rolled her eyes. Perfunctory. Then you have to kiss me. Lin Xian said. Don't go too far. Hey, you used to sit on my lap. What's a kiss? Morongqing. What a hooligan. Fine, I won't go. It has nothing to do with me anyway. Morongqing said. Then I won't go. Let's go home for dinner. Lin Xian stretched. Sighed, there was nothing he could do about it. Morongqing was the kind of girl who would make you feel that it was even harder to woo after you had a good relationship with her. Lin Xian still missed the time when Morongqing used to tease him. If he didn't kiss her now and pull their relationship closer, What else could he do? Hey, hey, hey! Mo Rongqing called Lin Xian again. Chapter 1159. Wah! She really wanted to hit this person. Alright, it was still related to her. Her brother, who was Mo Rongyu's father, said that if she could get Lin Xian to come over, he would give her something that she wanted the most. Mo Rongqing could not resist the temptation. She knew that her brother and the other two major forces had come to rope in Lin Xian, because Lin Xian's value in their eyes was unimaginable. It was easy for them to investigate Lin Xian, and they must have already done so. Of course, there were many things that they could not find out. Roping in Lin Xian. No, to be precise, it was not roping in, but befriending. Of course, there was a competitive relationship between the three major forces, and whoever could get Lin Xian would gain a huge amount of wealth. Even if it was a simple cooperation that was more in-depth than the others, it would still be excellent. For Mo Rongyu, the temple master's personal visit, it was enough to show how much importance he attached to this. Mainly, he felt that his sister was working for Lin Xian, so he had some relationship with Lin Xian. His daughter was also acquainted with Lin Xian, so their relationship was even greater, right? Even if Lin Xian was unwilling, he had come personally, so how could he refuse? This sincerity was hard to refuse, right? Is there anything else? Lin Xian looked at Mo Rongqing. He knew this woman was up to no good. Let's go. Mo Rongqing smiled. No, it's boring. I'm not interested in cooperation or anything. Lin Xian said. Just give me some face. Lin Xian glanced at her. I'm the boss, and you're my subordinate. Why should I give you face? Mo Rongqing. Ah! She wanted to kill him. Okay. Kiss, kiss, kiss. I'll kiss, okay? Just kiss on the face. She was convinced. The better the relationship between Mo Rongqing and Lin Xian was, the less she was like before. Previously, when she first met Lin Xian, she teased Lin Xian in all kinds of ways. But now she rarely teased Lin Xian. On the contrary, at that time, Lin Xian was scared to death. But now, he was looking forward to it. Come. Lin Xian grinned and moved his face closer. Mo Rongqing took a deep breath. It wasn't a kiss, so wouldn't it be fine if he just took a bite of pork? Then Mo Rongqing quickly leaned over and kissed Lin Xian's face. Awesome. Lin Xian felt really good. Of course, there were some that could be done in one step. Mo Rongqing looked bold and unrestrained, but she was very conservative. But with this kiss, it would be much easier to get her to kiss his face in the future. He had to take it slow. Once the mission deadline was over, there was nothing he could do. He could only use the Adonis points to continue. Fortunately, it was easier to get Adonis points now. After all, there were too many girls around him. Then Lin Xian turned his head. Linya was standing at the door, looking at the scene with a surprised expression. Mo Rongqing. F***ck. How could he be so unlucky? Linya never thought that Mo Rongqing and Lin Xian would. I think I need to explain. I lost a bet with him, so I kissed him. Anyway, it's just like a real brother. It's nothing. Mo Rongqing explained. Linya walked over. She believed Mo Rongqing's explanation. Linya thought that other girls might fall in love with Lin Xian, but Mo Rongqing was really special. Would she really like Lin Xian on TV? Although Mo Rongqing was very beautiful, she probably wouldn't like Lin Xian, who was much younger than her, right? Linya didn't know either. Lin Xian held back his laughter. Mo Rongqing's reaction was quite fast. Xian, I've done what you asked. What's next? Lin Xian said. What's next is simple. After this is over, we'll develop other industries. Now that Xian Group's credibility has been established, we can create other selling points. Others will easily choose us. When the time comes, don't worry. Ziqiyue and the others can shoot a few commercials. Isn't that great? That's fine. This is also the best path. Linya nodded. Although monopolizing was indeed profitable, it was difficult. The most important problem was the lack of products. Why couldn't they monopolize and produce ordinary products? If they had the ability to do so, why not? Other companies didn't have the ability to do so, but Xian Group had the capital. They were not afraid of losing money, and they wouldn't lose money. Anyway, for Lin Xian now, It was just about making money. Then he would turn the entire Linen City into his territory. By then, he would see who would dare to provoke him. Let's go home. Lin Xian. Okay. Then I'll go back with you. It just so happens that I want to take Lin Xian to a place tonight to meet some people, Morongqing said. Okay. Then they returned home. At home, Lin Ye and Morongqing made lunch together. Lin Xian comfortably lay on the sofa and chatted with several girls. Sigh, who could stand this? Bai Xianxian also took the initiative to chat with Lin Xian. This Bai Xianxian was also an expert. She had been busy with the Azura Palace's matters recently. It was only during this period of time that she had some free time. Of course, she would chat with Lin Xian. Her original intention was to chat with Lin Xian about daily topics. However, she didn't know how to find a topic to talk about. Moreover, she was always the one looking for Lin Xian. Therefore, she would always start with a report about her work. After that, she would only report about her work. Now on the Azura Palace's side, according to Lin Xian's request, the Azura Palace would temporarily focus their military strength and development on Linen City. In the future, Linen City would not only be the Yixian Group's headquarters, it would also be the Azura Palace's headquarters. For the time being, they would give up on the development of other cities and completely stabilize Linen City. Therefore, Bai Xianxian was currently expanding the Azura Palace in other cities. At the same time, she was preparing to bring the 9-colored holy lotus to Linen City and find a place to plant it. Now, she was chatting with Lin Xian about the 9-colored holy lotus. Is there any place in Linen City that is suitable for this 9-colored holy lotus to grow? Bai Xianxian asked Lin Xian. Lin Xian thought for a moment and said, this heaven-defying heavenly spirit treasure can be planted anywhere. The main thing is to find a place where it won't be discovered by others. Even if it's discovered, it's not a place where ordinary people can casually enter. Why don't we place it in the Azura Palace's courtyard? Bai Xianxian typed. Lin Xian thought for a moment. All right, we'll temporarily place it in the Azura Palace's courtyard. You have to take good care of it. Bai Xianxian typed, don't worry. This 9-colored holy lotus has already given birth to intelligence. I have a good relationship with it. Without my permission, as long as other people aren't at the 5 stars of the absolute void realm and above, they will be courting death if they go near it. Chapter 1160. Lin Xian and Bai Xianxian chatted for a long time. Bai Xianxian would be back in 2 days. Lin Xian planned to do something to her. This girl was very beautiful, and her identity was not simple. However, Lin Xian did not touch her. At most, he took advantage of her a little. Zhao Yunqi would send Lin Xian messages every day. Lin Xian also liked to chat with her. He had been paying attention to Zhao Yunqi's situation. She said that she might be coming to Linen City soon. Lin Xian warmly welcomed her. However, he would not be able to accompany her for a long time. But that was fine. He could introduce Miao Xiaomiao and the others to her. She would have many good friends here. Time to eat. Lin Ye and Morongqing carried the dishes. Then Lin Ye shouted. Lin Xian jumped up from the sofa and walked to the table. The two of them had made 7 dishes and a soup. It was not a festival. Why did they make so many dishes? Guess which ones are made by me, and which ones are made by your sister. Morongqing smiled and looked at Lin Xian. If it's not good, it must be made by you. Lin Xian said. Lin Ye placed the bowls and chopsticks on the table and said, Morongqing's cooking is also very good. Then I can also know which ones are made by Little Fairy. I have been eating them for more than 10 years. If I can't tell, I can die. Morongqing looked at Lin Xian with a smile and said, Oh? Then let's try. They were all home-cooked dishes. As long as you knew how to cook, the process was the same. The taste was almost the same. Therefore, it was really not good. Lin Ye was really looking forward to it. Of course, it was fine if Lin Xian guessed wrong. If Lin Xian guessed right, she would be very happy. Lin Xian rolled up his sleeves and pointed at the red braised meat. You don't even need to taste it. It's made by you. Morongqing. Damn. Was it that exaggerated? Shouldn't the color of braised pork be the same? Normally, one wouldn't be able to tell at all. How could he tell at a glance? Why? Lin Xian sat down and took a bite, saying, "That's because little fairy has a habit of sprinkling some chopped green onions after making red braised pork. You don't have that." "There's something." Morongqing smiled. It turned out to be this kind of small detail. It didn't matter. She had made 4 of the 7 dishes. She couldn't see anything wrong with the other dishes. She didn't believe that Lin Xian could be right. Lin Xian then tasted a simple cabbage shredded pork. "You did this. Why?" "Guess." Lin Xian then tasted every dish and pointed out exactly what Morongqing had cooked. Not to mention, Morongqing was really surprised. Linya was of course very happy. "Why?" Morongqing asked confusedly while eating. "It's because the dishes you cook lack the taste of love." Lin Xian grinned. Morongqing. Bullsh *t. "Little Xian, our dishes are almost the same. I can't even taste the difference. How can you taste it?" Lin Xian smiled and said, "It's really the taste. Even if it's the same, there's always some difference. I've eaten your dishes for so many years, so I can definitely remember the taste." "Beautiful sister, you rarely eat your family's dishes at home, right? Little fairy, you always cook for me. So you haven't eaten the dishes that others have specially cooked for you for so many years. So you don't understand this feeling." "You don't say. I really don't eat my family's dishes often. My parents are busy every day. My meals are all cooked by professional chefs. Later, when I grew up, I made my own dishes." Morongqing nodded. "Right? So this is the taste of love." Lin Xian grinned. Linya's pretty face was slightly red. She felt that Lin Xian was deliberately hinting at something. "You want me to play games after dinner?" Morongqing then changed the topic. Linya nodded. "Okay. For now there was nothing to do. They could only really develop after this matter was over. The workers wouldn't dare to start work if it wasn't over." Then they looked at Lin Xian. No. You guys are targeting me. Even if we're not targeting you, you'll still be killed by a solo player. Tell me, who can you beat? You can't even beat Lu Yufan and Miao Xiaomiao." "I can beat Yi. Amazing." After dinner, Lin Xian was dragged by them to play games for the whole afternoon. At night, Lin Xian went out with Morongqing. There were still not many people on the road, but it was a lot more than before. Everyone was bored to death this week. Today, many places were open for business. The place they went to was not a 5-star hotel, but a very elegant place for dinner. "Hey, you're going to meet the big shots of the 3 major forces. Although that's my brother, you should at least dress appropriately. There are also people from the other 2 major forces." Morongqing looked at Lin Xian helplessly. "Let's not talk about wearing a suit. At least wipe the little white shoes on your feet properly. Wipe them clean." Linya wanted to help him wipe or change his shoes. Lin Xian was too lazy to change, so he put on his shoes and left. "I say, I'm not the one begging to see them. Even if they're big shots, they're the ones begging to see me. I didn't want to come. If you didn't kiss me, I wouldn't have come even if I died," Lin Xian said. Morongqing secretly stroked her forehead. "Let's not talk about the people from the other 2 major forces. Although they weren't the big shots, they were still top-notch. Just her brother, the master of the holy sanctuary. How many people in the world could meet him? How many people could make him meet in person? Others would risk their lives to meet him in person, but Lin Xian came in person. This Lin Xian wasn't moved or surprised at all. To be honest, Morongqing was quite surprised. In fact, the reason was very simple. Lin Xian didn't have any fancy desires. Lin Xian didn't need to rely on the 3 major forces to get anything, nor did he need to ask for anything from them. The Art Xian group was enough to satisfy Lin Xian, even if he couldn't establish a big force. The money the Art Xian group made was enough for him to squander for the rest of his life. What else could he ask for? After they entered, they came to the private room. There were a few people standing at the door. There were even some passers-by outside the hotel. However, Lin Xian couldn't even see through them. What kind of passers-by were they? Lin Xian didn't understand. Why did the 3 major forces come together? So what if they wanted to poach him? Why would they come together to talk about it? They pushed the door open and walked in. There were 3 men inside. Lin Xian didn't know them, but he knew at a glance which one was Morong Qing's brother Morong Feng. These three people had different auras. Moreover, Morong Feng's facial features were similar to Morong Qing and Morong Yu. Chapter 1161. This Morong Feng was the master of the temple. How exaggerated was the temple? He took over the temple by himself, managed the temple, managed the human race, and protected the human race. This person was very powerful. He was really handsome, the kind of handsome that was masculine. He should be around 40 years old, and looked very approachable. However, that kind of uncontrollable aura of a superior was really powerful. The two men beside him were a bit of a pit compared to him. They should have been very powerful existences. But in front of Morong Feng, they were just mice and tigers. Why did they come together? Apart from this matter, the three great factions all had a strong desire to cooperate with Lin Xian, or to rope him in. Roping him in naturally meant giving Lin Xian extremely high authority and position. The three great factions all had this idea. Then they discussed among themselves. Let's not use underhanded methods. We'll send people together to find Lin Xian, and discuss it together at the same dinner. There's no other way about who Lin Xian chooses. Yes, this was the reason why the three great factions had gathered together to rope in Lin Xian. Then when they arrived, the two people sent by the Bounty Hunter Guild and the Trial Union were stunned. What the F***ck? Had the Holy Temple sent their boss here? They originally thought that the temple had sent people with relatively high status to rope them in. However, when they saw that it was Morong Feng, the two people looked at each other and expressed that they wanted to go back. They weren't even on the same level. How were they going to snatch people? In front of him, the two powerful existences didn't dare to speak. How were they going to do this? Fortunately, they gave their bosses a call and told them not to panic. They just had to do their best and not treat him as the master of the temple. They just had to treat him as if they were beside him. Only then did they feel a bit more at ease. The two great factions didn't expect Morong Feng to personally come. When Lin Xian came in, the two people leaning against the door slowly stood up and smiled at Lin Xian. Hello, Mr. Lin Xian. I am the first president of the Trial Union, Zhang Ke. Nice to meet you. Lin Xian symbolically smiled and shook hands with him. Mr. Lin Xian, I am the 8th president of the Bounty Hunter Guild, Lu Jinan. Hello. Hello. Lin Xian shook hands with them. At this time, Morong Feng stood up and walked over. He looked at Lin Xian. Brother, this is Lin Xian. Morong Qing said. Lu Jinan and Zhang Ke looked at each other in confusion. Brother? This person that Lin Xian had brought. Or rather, she had brought Lin Xian here. She was actually Morong Feng's younger sister? Are you kidding me? Lin Xian was acquainted with Morong Feng's little sister. So how could they snatch her away from the temple? F***ck. A man of striking appearance. Morong Feng, nice to meet you. Morong Feng smiled as he extended his hand towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian shook his hand. Have a seat. You guys haven't had dinner yet, right? The three of us ordered it together. I don't know if it's to your liking, Morong Feng said with a smile. I think it's all the same. My sister's cooking is the best. Lin Xian sat down. Morong Qing sat beside Lin Xian. The other two wiped the sweat off their foreheads and sat down as well. King regret coming here. If I had known this would happen, I wouldn't have come. Your sister. Last time, I wanted little Qing to talk to her about cooperation, but I was rejected. Oh, at that time we didn't cooperate with anyone. Lin Xian said. She was rejected by little Qing. Morong Feng said helplessly. What? Can't I refuse? Morong Qing picked up her chopsticks and started eating. Okay. You didn't go home during the New Year. Grandpa and Grandma miss you a lot. Got it. I'll go back after a while. Mr. Lin Xian, you know why we came here. Let's get straight to the point. At this time, Zhang Ke said to Lin Xian with a smile. How could they compete? How could they snatch people from him? It was better to start directly. It was better than listening to their chatter. Even if they failed, so be it. They had to leave quickly. They didn't want to stay in this place any longer. Actually, I didn't want to come. But out of respect for you, I think it's better to come. How should I put it? I don't want to become a member of any of the three major forces, Lin Xian said. Since he said it directly, Lin Xian also said it directly. In any case, Lin Xian didn't have much to talk about with these two. At most, he could talk to Morong Yu's father Morong Feng. But even if it was Morong Feng, Lin Xian wouldn't become a member of the Holy Shrine. Even if Morong Qing's executive position was given to Lin Xian wouldn't take it. What's the point of taking it? No matter how high one's position was, there would always be someone above one's head who could control one's actions. It seemed to be a glorious position, but in reality, there were restrictions everywhere. Although it was a position that countless people yearned for, Lin Xian was truly not interested. After hearing Lin Xian's words, why did the two of them feel relieved? Because they could leave immediately. Don't fight, don't fight. How could they fight? Mr. Lin Xian, don't you want to reconsider? Lu Jinan asked. Lin Xian shook his head. No, I'm not interested in power. I just need some money. I don't lack money anyway. Alright, then I'll take my leave first. Lu Jinan got up and walked out. Zhang Ko also said a few words and walked out. The moment they walked out, the two of them sighed in relief. It was too damn uncomfortable. Morong Feng came from the Holy Temple, and Lin Xian was acquainted with Morong Feng's sister. Wouldn't it be embarrassing for them to stay here? They should quickly slip away and say they did their best when they returned. Lin Xian expressed that the two of them had good eyesight. Do you drink? Morong Feng asked Lin Xian. Lin Xian shook his head. No. All right. Hey, I've brought him here for you. The rest is none of my business. You have to do what you promised me. Morong Qing looked at Morong Feng and said, All right, I'll give it to you when we return. Morong Feng laughed. Morong Qing then focused on eating. That. Master Morong, forgive me, but I can't agree to your conditions. Lin Xian said helplessly. It doesn't matter. Since you don't plan to join the Holy Temple, we can't force you. It's just that it's a pity for a talent like you. Morong Feng said. I'm not a talent either. Lin Xian shrugged and said. Ha, you're too modest. How about this? If you don't join the Holy Temple, then the Holy Temple will discuss some cooperation with your Yixian group. What do you think? Morong Feng said. He didn't have much hope in coming here. He just wanted to get to know Lin Xian. Why? Just this matter alone was enough for him to take Lin Xian seriously. That was from the perspective of a human. However, Morong Yu told him that her 1,000 ice pupils had reached the 6th level. Moreover, he also knew that Lin Xian and Morong Yu had the same level of innate talent. From the perspective of an individual and a martial artist, Lin Xian definitely attracted his attention. Lin Xian was the second one in the past 100 or 1,000 years that his daughter possessed a godhead. Moreover, he had helped his daughter reach the 6th level of 1,000 ice pupils in such a short time. This time, he came to find Lin Xian as an individual. Chapter 1162. Morong Feng then poured himself a cup of wine and took a sip. Lin Xian, regarding the cooperation between us, it's just a small matter. If your art pavilion group wants to borrow some channels from the Holy Temple, you can mention it to Little Qing at any time. She can also make the decision. This time, I'm actually here in my personal capacity. Morong Qing paused for a moment, then looked at Morong Feng. He's here in his personal capacity? She really thought that Morong Feng was here to rope in Lin Xian, or to cooperate. But after thinking about it, if he was here to rope in Lin Xian, there was really no need for him to come personally. TSK, she thought that he was so noble. If he was really here to cooperate with Lin Xian, it turned out that he was here for her. What business does Master Morong have with me? Lin Xian asked. In fact, Lin Xian felt that it was strange for Morong Feng to come personally just to cooperate with him. As expected, he had other business. Morong Feng glanced at Morong Qing. Hey, is there anything I can't listen to? Morong Qing rolled her eyes. Damn it. How infuriating. Alright, it's fine if you know. After all, I trust you more. Morong Qing. It seemed like he agreed, but in fact he was asking her to leave. Alright. I won't listen, alright? Just you wait. Morong Qing spat out some harsh words, and then walked out. Lin Xian felt that it was quite strange. What was there that his sister couldn't listen to? Actually, I came here mainly to talk to you about Xiaoyu. Morong Yu? There's nothing between me and her. Don't think too much. Lin Xian said. Morong Feng. Nonsense. Of course, he knew that there was nothing between him and his daughter. He knew his daughter very well. He was even afraid that his daughter didn't like men. That's right. He was already worried about this. Since young, his daughter had almost no contact with men. She didn't like them either. But he was only worried for a moment. With his daughter's qualifications, what kind of man couldn't she find? It was just that she didn't want to fall in love for the time being. Morong Feng thought so. Moreover, it was better if they didn't talk about it. He really couldn't bear for his daughter to be harmed by other boys. I've heard from Xiaoyu that you've helped her advance her 1,000-ceiling ice pupils to the 6th level. When the time comes, I'll especially thank you for that. However, I'm here for a more important matter. Lin Xian raised his eyebrows. Oh, he had thought that Morong Feng had come for the 1,000-ceiling ice pupils. But it turned out that he wasn't. Something more important than Morong Qing's 1,000-ceiling ice pupils? What was that? Lin Xian looked at him in confusion. Do you know how strong your talent is? Morong Feng asked. Lin Xian shook his head. I'm not sure. I've relied on the God's Child system to advance my realm. I can't feel something like talent. Morong Feng said. The God's Child system is more like a gift from God to us. Before the God's Child system was created, people could cultivate it. Of course, only a small part of it could be cultivated. At that time, talent was very important. In fact, even now, talent is still very important. If your talent isn't high, for example, from the Empyrean realm to the Empyrean realm, from the 1-star Empyrean realm, a martial artist with normal talent would need to kill 10 Empyrean realm demon beasts. A martial artist with low talent would need to kill 20 Empyrean realm demon beasts. Lin Xian agreed with this point. It was indeed like this. Then what does Master Morong want to say? You've helped Xiaoyu so much. I also want to get to know you. If you don't mind, you can also call me Uncle Morong. Morong Feng said. Of course I'm happy to. To be able to climb up such a high branch is my honor. Lin Xian laughed. If you really want to climb up, then you have many ways. Right now, it's me who wants to get closer to you. Ha ha ha. Morong Feng laughed. This made others feel that it was outrageous. Even if the art pavilion group had the potential to rise, compared to the temple, it was only the tip of the iceberg. Lin Xian was also very surprised. In terms of experts and powerful people, there were many in the temple. One more wouldn't make a difference. There was no need for Morong Feng to get closer to him, because of how powerful he might be. Do you smoke? Morong Feng took out a cigarette and threw one to Lin Xian. 1 cigarette is worth my usual pack. Lin Xian joked. It's not like you can't afford it. Morong Feng lit a cigarette and took a puff. He leaned on the back of the chair, looked at Lin Xian and said, How much do you know about your talent? Lin Xian lit a cigarette and shook his head. Come. Morong Feng then threw an appraisal stone to Lin Xian. What are you doing? Let's try again. Lin Xian then released a bit of energy, and the appraisal stone directly exploded. At that time, the Martial Arts Academy was also like this. Do you know why? Morong Feng asked. Is it because your talent is too high? Lin Xian laughed. That's indeed the case. Lin Xian shrugged. So what? It's normal to have a high talent, but to be able to make the appraisal stone explode is not normal. Isn't it the same for your daughter? In the whole world, there was only her. Now there are only the two of you. Do you understand? So far in the whole continent, only the two of you have this level of talent. Lin Xian. This made Lin Xian quite surprised. So little? You can think of it as a divine spark. Lin Xian. Divine spark. That's right. This level of talent is considered a divine spark, and is recognized by the heavenly Tao. Everyone, no matter how strong they are, can only reach the heavenly Tao realm with 10 stars. However, Yuan Xiaoyu's talent is recognized by the heavenly Tao. Therefore, It is possible for you to reach an unknown realm above the heavenly Tao realm with 10 stars. Lin Xian. It was quite mysterious, but Lin Xian believed it. With the Adonis system, he should believe that there were more powerful existences in this world. God is an illusory existence. However, the appearance of the Son of God system made us believe that there are gods in this vast universe. Morong Feng said, "So Uncle Morong wants me to marry Morong Yu and give birth to a very powerful baby. Then the baby will have a very powerful talent and reach a very powerful realm? Actually, it's not impossible. After all, your daughter is indeed very beautiful. I am willing." Lin Xian said. Morong Feng. F***ck. Shameless bastard. Then you are thinking too much. Xiao Yu's matters are her own. I will not force her. In the future, Xiao Yu's boyfriend will be found by her. No matter what, I believe that with her eyesight, she will not find an ordinary person. As for you, if you want, then work hard. Morong Feng said with a smile. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders. Then Morong Feng said, "There is a place. Legend has it that only a man and a woman with a divine spark can go in and investigate. I came with you to talk about this." Chapter 1163. Lin Xian was stunned when he heard this. There was even a place where only 2 people with such talent could enter? Wasn't this a little too incredible? Lin Xian felt that such a thing was like a game. Why? You don't believe me? Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders. Never heard of it. It's normal that you haven't heard of it. There aren't many people in this world who know of it. But that place really does exist. Your talent has already been discovered by the world. There are quite a number of people who know of this matter, and they are all top experts. As for you, you have already become the target of public criticism. The number of people who are paying attention to you is definitely beyond your imagination. Do you know why? Lin Xian shook his head. Because legend has it that that place hides the secret of humans surpassing the heavenly Tao realm, and the Godhead is recognized by the heavenly Tao. Therefore, only 2 people with the Godhead can open that place. It's even possible that only people with the Godhead can enter that place. Therefore, I came to you to tell you about this matter. If possible, you might be able to enter that place with little you. Morong Feng said. This, Uncle Morong, no one has been to that place before. Are you sure you want us to go? What if there's danger? What if we can't come out? Lin Xian said. To be honest, that place was very tempting for Lin Xian. This was because he believed in the existence of gods. Furthermore, he yearned for a higher realm because he still wanted to return to Earth. To be honest, Lin Xian wanted to go to that place. But he was also afraid. There were too many things he couldn't let go of. He was really afraid that an accident would happen if he went to that place. It shouldn't be. It's been a legend for many years. Furthermore, that place can't be opened by any kind of power. Even the power of the heavenly Tao realm can't break through it. It seems like there's only the legendary method. If you are willing, and little you is also willing, you can give it a try. Isn't the path of cultivation a path of exploration? Morong Feng said. Experts like them were even more convinced of the existence of that place. The main thing they were worried about was that if there were some people with ill intentions who would make a move on Lin Xian and Morong Yu first, then capture them and forcefully open that place, then it would be bad. Therefore, from the day Lin Xian was exposed, they had already sent a large number of troops to secretly guard that place. I'll think about it, Lin Xian said. All right, come and find me after you've made up your mind. It's best to be quick, because you and Xiao Yu might be in danger. Lin Xian nodded. Then I'll leave first. Go. Lin Xian walked out. Morong Qing was sitting in the hall eating fruits. When she saw Lin Xian, she got up and walked over. What did he say? Your brother said that you're not young anymore. But you don't even have a boyfriend. Your family is worried sick, and they're thinking of making me suffer a little so that I can take you in, Lin Xian said with a shrug. Morong Qing was speechless. Get lost. Where's my brother? He's still sitting inside, right? Then why did you come out early? Did you have a bad chat? Not really. They want to marry you to me. Do you think I can have a good time? Lin Xian laughed. Morong Qing rolled her eyes. Forget it. If you don't want to say it, then don't say it. Let's go, Morongqing said. Aren't you going to meet your brother again? Meet what? There's nothing to meet. Then, Morongqing and Lin Xian walked out. You don't have a good relationship with your brother? Lin Xian asked. There's nothing bad about it. That's strange. Then why didn't you come home for the new year? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Therefore, Lin Xian felt that there might be something going on between Morongqing and her family. It's nothing. It's just that when I come home, my family will rush me to get married, especially during the new year. Then there are those relatives and friends. It's so annoying, Morongqing said helplessly. Then why don't you look for one? Lin Xian asked. I don't want to. I think I'm quite suitable, Lin Xian said with a smile. Too young. Morongqing shook her head. I'm not young either. I said yours is too young. Lin Xian. The next day, all the major cities were able to resume their normal operations. Lin Ye also went to work as usual. Lin Xian was at home thinking about what Morongfeng said. After thinking about it, he decided to go to Linglong Shue's place. Brother. When he arrived at Linglong Shue's house, Dragoni directly flew into Lin Xian's arms and happily rubbed against Lin Xian. You're finally awake. Lin Xian smiled and pinched her little face. Hee hee. Dragoni giggled happily. How much stronger have you become? Lin Xian sat on the sofa and teased her little hand. Linglong Shui and Bing Lingyue were in the kitchen making lunch, while Linglong Yu was sitting at the side eating snacks. I don't know. Dragoni shook her head. She didn't understand her ability and didn't know how powerful she was. I think I'm at the Sky Sovereign Realm now. Linglong Yu said. So powerful. Lin Xian said with a smile. Hee hee, you can eat more too. Linglong Yu said. It's good to be able to eat, right? Yes, yes. Then Linglong Shui and the rest put the dishes on the table. Let's eat. Coming. The few of them then gathered around the table. Bing Lingyue made a lot of delicious food for Dragoni and placed it in front of her. Dragoni is about to eat. Dragoni then happily started eating. Your cooking skills are getting better and better, Lin Xian praised. Linglong Shui said softly. I'm basically cooking every day now, so I'm used to it. I'm going to have a lot of good food in the future. Lin Xian grinned. Dragoni too. Dragoni said happily. All right. Lin Xian then looked at Linglong Shui and asked. The leader of the Holy Sanctum wants me to go to a place. He said my talent is a godhead. Godhead? Linglong Shui looked at Lin Xian. Yes, he said my talent can make the appraisal stone explode, so it's a godhead. Bing Lingyue said at this time. I seem to remember this saying at that time. But it's just a legend because no one had this talent at that time. Where to? Linglong Shui asked. I don't know either. He said that there are only 2 people with this talent in that place, and only a man and a woman can enter. The woman was also found, and asked me to go with her to take a look. Celestial realm. Linglong Shui pondered. Do you know? Linglong Shui nodded. Yes, it's not a secret. There is indeed such a rumor. The secret to breaking through to the heavenly realm is hidden there. If you want to go, you can give it a try. I'm afraid it's dangerous, Lin Xian said helplessly. Chapter 1164. To be honest, Lin Xian wasn't a person who was afraid of death. But as he became more and more tied down, he was truly afraid of death. He couldn't bear it. Tell me, what would happen if something happened to him? Ling Ye Linging. There were so many girls. Now there was Linglong Shui, Yirenbing, and the baby in her womb. Therefore Lin Xian especially cherished his life. You can give it a try. No rumors are groundless. Furthermore, that place is relatively reliable. No amount of strength, no matter how strong, can shatter that door. That's already extraordinary. I even heard that many years ago, more than 10 heavenly Dao realm experts joined forces to strike that door. But it remained motionless. Lin Xian was secretly astonished. In fact, this already indicated that the place was indeed extraordinary. What sort of existence was the heavenly Dao realm? How terrifying was the strength of the heavenly Dao realm? Yet, more than 10 heavenly Dao realm experts were unable to blast open the door. They couldn't damage it at all. This already indicated something. and it was no wonder they believed in this fact. Do you really want to go? Lin Xian asked. The path of cultivation is about experience and discovery. If you think you're doing pretty well, you don't have to go. If you wish to achieve even more, you can give it a try. What if I die? Linglong Shui pondered slightly. If you die, I'll take care of the child. Lin Xian. Wow. You sure are heartless. Linglong Shui. All right. I'll go. But how long will I have to stay there? Linglong Shui shook her head. I've never been there, so I'm not sure either. Then give it a try. You can come back if you really can't. Lin Xian said. Yeah. The next day, Lin Xian went to the martial arts academy. I only heard about this from father some time ago. Lin Xian and Murongyu walked out of the martial arts academy and chatted. Then let's give it a try, Lin Xian said. Yeah, my original intention was to give it a try as well. Murongyu was a person who placed great importance on her strength. She was willing to become an expert, and was willing to put in all her effort in effort. This was because she truly didn't put too much thought into other aspects. She wanted to become strong. Lin Xian didn't go and meet Ling Ying and the others. He planned to tell them through the phone that he might be going to a certain place to train. He didn't tell them the details. Anyway, Lin Xian told Linglong Shui and the others. If he didn't come back in a short time, Linglong Shui would explain it to them. At the summit of the gods. Go to Lin City first. Lin Xian nodded. After returning to Lin Xian City, Lin Xian and Murongyu found Murongfeng. I knew you'd be willing. Murongfeng smiled at Lin Xian. We're just going to take a look. If you're scared, you'll leave, Lin Xian said with a shrug. Ha. Okay, let's go. Get in the car. Lin Xian was about to get in the car when he suddenly saw Linglong Shui not far away. Wait a minute. Lin Xian ran over. What's wrong? Lin Xian looked at Linglong Shui. Linglong Shui shook her head and stretched out her hand. She had 2 beads in her hand. This is, when the time comes, drip a drop of your blood on it. I'll be able to know your condition at all times. Lin Xian laughed and nodded. Then I'm leaving. I need to go back and rest. You're running around with a big belly. Got it. Then Lin Xian got in the car. Linglong Shui looked at him for a while before turning around and leaving. Who's that sister? Murongyu curiously asked Lin Xian. She glanced at Linglong Shui. Because they weren't too far away, she was able to clearly see Linglong Shui's appearance. She was too shocked. So beautiful, really so beautiful. As for Linglong Shui, Murongfeng, who had investigated Lin Xian, definitely knew of her existence. However, he really couldn't find out who she was. He only knew that she was a very strong expert. Even when Tianhua City fell, she was the one who opened up a powerful teleportation gate that allowed so many people to enter Lin City in the shortest amount of time, and with the least amount of losses. He wanted to thank her, but he was afraid of disturbing them. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Actually, he wanted to say that she was his wife. However, this Murongyu was also one of the tasks. Therefore, he didn't say it. Good friend. She cares about you. Murongfeng personally drove the car and said. Ahahaha, that's right. After all, I'm handsome. Girls care about me. Murongfeng smiled and didn't say anything. Handsome? To be honest, he was just average. However, there were so many beautiful girls around him. It felt like they were all around him. This made Murongfeng unable to understand. This is for you. Lin Xian handed the bead to Murongyu. This is... She said that as long as the first drop of blood is dripped on it, she will know our condition. What? Is this a blood-packed bead? Murongfeng revealed a surprised expression. Uncle Murong, do you know this? I know, but I haven't seen this kind of thing for several hundred years. I can't make it either. Simply put, there are 2 blood-packed beads. The 2 beads in your hands should be half of the other 2 beads. Once you drip your essence blood on it, the other 2 beads will always be bright. Once the bead is extinguished, it means that you are dead. The dimmer the bead, the more it means that your life force is fading. It is a treasure that can tell whether you are safe or not from thousands of miles away. That's good. Murongfeng nodded. It's very good. This way, after you go in, we will know your condition. Soon, they arrived at Lin City's sacred palace. On the way, Lin Xian used his phone to contact all the girls. By Xian Xian, Zhao Yunqi, Miao Xiao Miao Lu Yufan, even Luo Chenxi, and Xian. In any case, he sent a message to all his wives, saying that he was going to train for a period of time. He didn't know the exact time, so he might not be able to contact them when the time came. They also asked all kinds of questions, but they were all evaded by Lin Xian. He only told them to pay attention to their safety. In the sacred palace, Morong Feng, Lin Xian, and Morong Yu stood in a very special room. Open it, Morong Feng said. Yes. Then, a girl placed a very large crystal stone in a special groove. In the next moment, the floor of the room flickered with a 6-pointed star array. Morong Feng explained to Lin Xian, this is a long-distance teleportation array set up in every city of the 3 big forces. However, the resources used are too great, so they usually don't open it unless there is something important. Go in, we will go to Tiandu first. Then they walked in and disappeared from where they stood. They reappeared in Tiandu's sacred palace. You guys wait here for a while. There are many tools and spirit tools in the sacred palace. After all, everything there is unknown. If there is anything you need, Xiao Yu bring Lin Xian there to get some. I will go prepare the plane. Got it. Chapter 1165. Lin Xian and Morong Yu walked around the temple. Young miss, everyone who saw Morong Yu would call out to him. Is this your home? Lin Xian asked. No, this is the temple. It can be considered half a home, Morong Yu said. Then they came to a huge room. There were all kinds of transparent counters in the surrounding space. Lin Xian saw all kinds of spirit artifacts, props, potions, and so on. These are all for the elites of the temple. There's no lack of heaven-grade spirit artifacts. All the recovery potions are also the best that can be produced on the continent. Morong Yu said to Lin Xian. Lin Xian took a look. He mainly looked at some special props. Take a few of these. Lin Xian pointed at a few beads and said. There was a description beside each item. This bead said that once crushed, it could cause an explosion within 100 meters. The explosive power was enough to instantly kill a Law Realm cultivator. It could also cause very effective damage to a Domain Realm cultivator. Take them. Hehe. Lin Xian then picked up a bunch of them, probably about 20 to 30 of them, and put them into his spatial ring. Morong Yu. Was this Lin Xian trying to take advantage of this opportunity to plunder the items here? That's right, that was Lin Xian's idea. In any case, he might not even use them all when the time came, so he might as well take more. If he didn't use them up, he could just keep them. In any case, he wouldn't return them, so he could use them himself in the future. This thing, damn, it can actually cause damage to a Domain Realm cultivator. Lin Xian saw a very cool gun. This is a mystic gun. It's very powerful, but it's too difficult to make. It can't be used in large quantities in a battle with the demon race. It's very rare. Lin Xian put 2 of them into his spatial ring. With this thing, we won't have to waste any spiritual energy if we encounter a demonic beast. We can just use this gun to fight. If 2 guns aren't enough, we can use more. Morong Yu said. Just use the special energy storage battery. The power of the gun will consume the energy in the energy storage battery. It's better to use more energy storage batteries than guns. There are several types of batteries such as ice, flame, and so on. Lin Xian nodded. Actually, his original intention was to take more guns, so that they could be used by others in the future. Holy shit! This was awesome! Dragon God exploding bullet. Holy shit! It could cause harm to an Empyrean? We might even be able to insta-kill him. Lin Xian's jaw dropped. Take a few of these just in case, Morong Yu said. She also chose things that she felt might be useful. Lin Xian secretly praised. This was the King Holy Temple. Before this, Lin Xian had never thought that there would be a tool that could instantly kill a heavenly venerable. This was too exaggerated. Holy shit. Lin Xian was flabbergasted. It was also a type of bead that could create a barrier to seal a great Empyrean realm. That's right. Even a great Empyrean realm expert would not be able to escape the seal for a short period of time. Lin Xian quickly took a few of them. Morong knew. The people from the Holy Temple felt their hearts ache as they watched from the side. Are you F** King going to war with the demons? Don't F** King take them all. About 20 minutes later, Morong Fong walked over and casually glanced around. What the F** CK? Where were the things? Where were the things inside? Did you take them all? Lin Xian thought that the space inside the interspatial ring was great. Uncle Morong, you have so many good things here that you can use them all. Lin Xian looked at Morong Fong and grinned. Morong Fong. All right, as long as they could obtain the legendary things inside, these things were not important. As long as they could protect their safety, that was enough. However, Morong Fong suspected that Lin Xian was keeping them for himself. Of course, these were not the real treasures of the Holy Temple. However, he believed that the real treasures were with Morong Yu. Let's go. Are you done choosing? Let's go to the summit of the gods. It's about time. Lin Xian nodded. Then the three of them boarded a helicopter and flew towards a direction that Lin Xian did not know. This summit of the gods is rumored to be a place where many strong warriors fought a decisive battle a long time ago. It is the tallest peak on Sky Blue Planet, with a total height of over 9,000 meters. There is a sister peak next to it. It is said that that place was originally a flat land at an extremely high altitude, but those strong warriors fought and razed it to the ground. Those two peaks might have been slashed out by a sword. Of course, this is not true. After all, there is a gate to the divine domain on top of it, so it was specially built on top of it. Morong Fong said. No, I'm thinking, Uncle Morong. Are you really at ease letting your daughter go in? Lin Xian said. It's not that I'm at ease, but my Morong family has been guarding the divine domain for generations. We have more feelings and obsession for the divine domain compared to you all. And now, one of the people who can enter the divine domain is a member of my Morong family. We should be happy. Moreover, Xiao Yu is also willing to go. Danger and opportunity coexist. As long as the two of you can really open that gate, then I am willing to believe that there are more opportunities than danger inside. I will also be more at ease. Then, Morong Fong paused and said, but if we can find any information about the gods, for our entire human race, we will be one step closer to the path of the gods. For you all, this is a benefit that no place can give you. Lin Xian nodded. 3 hours later, they arrived at the foot of a very, very large and majestic mountain. The helicopter stopped there. There is a barrier around here. We can't directly fly up. Moreover, we can't fly up. For ordinary people, climbing this mountain would be suicide. But for them, it was a piece of cake. Family head. A few people suddenly appeared beside them. And you all guard this place well. Yes. Morong Fong then said, let's go. Then, he released his power, and the three people disappeared from where they were. When they reappeared, they were on top of a mountain peak that reached the clouds. This mountain peak was rugged and uneven, but it was very large. Lin Xian felt that it was difficult to breathe. Even though he was a martial artist, it was difficult to breathe. It was enough to see how high this place was. The temperature was very low, but it was not a problem for them. Follow me. Then, the two people followed Morong Fong. After about 20 minutes, they arrived at a place with shelter on all sides. Father, Morong Fong called out. An old man appeared in front of them. Grandfather, Morong Yu called out. The old man revealed a kind smile. Lin Xian. Wow, this old man has been guarding such a high place all this time? It can't be, right? It can't be. He is Morong Feng's father. How is this possible? Morong Tian glanced at Lin Xian. Not bad, young and promising. This old man has been guarding here for 20 years. Finally, you all have arrived. Lin Xian. Why bother? Chapter 1166. Lin Xian could not understand the thoughts of some people. Say, with such a powerful identity and such an amazing person, why would you give up such a good life and stay in a place like this for so many years? What's the point? Of course, he didn't stay here all the time. Every year, he would go down for a few days. For a strong warrior like Morong Tian, this kind of place was unusually quiet and was good for cultivation. For him, he would feel more at ease if he guarded this place. Secondly, he could constantly cultivate, improve, and even improve his temperament. That was also an improvement. Morong Tian glanced at Lin Xian and Morong Yuan said, "Come with me, we will open the gate to the god's domain." Then the two of them, followed by Morong Feng, walked forward together. "Old man, what kind of place is the god's domain?" Lin Xian asked. "I don't know. No one knows because no one has opened that gate. We don't even know if the legend is true or not. But now that you and Xiao Yu have arrived here, whether it is true or not, you will know when you reach the gate to the god's domain." Morong Feng then said, "On our continent, there should be two places that are the most mysterious. One is the gate to the god's domain, and the other is called the Void Gate." "Void Gate?" Lin Xian asked doubtfully. Morong Tian said, "On the continent, there was once a clan that was extremely prosperous. That was the Void Fox clan. Many years ago, the Void Fox clan went to the Void Gate in order to explore the higher mysteries of the world. In the end, they didn't return until now. Therefore, no one knows what is behind the Void Gate, just like behind the gate to the god's domain. These are the two biggest secrets of the continent, and you are exploring one of them." Lin Xian knew this because he knew that Linglong Shui wanted to go to that place. That was her destiny and something she must do. Therefore, Lin Xian had been thinking of ways to stop her from going there. Their child was the only solution. If Linglong Shui had an unforgettable longing for her child, perhaps she would not have gone. "The Void Fox clan hasn't come out yet. Aren't you sending Morong Yu and I to our deaths by entering the gate of the divine domain?" Lin Xian said helplessly. "The gate of the divine domain is different from the gate of the void. The gate of the void is said to be a passage to another world. It may even lead to the void universe. Do you think they can come back? Even the heavenly Dao realm is nothing worth mentioning in the void universe. However, the door to the celestial domain is different. The door to the celestial domain only hides the secret to reaching the realm above the heavenly Dao realm. Once upon a time, a senior skilled in divination had divined that the void universe was the door of death, and the celestial domain was the door of life. If not, how could we watch the only bloodline of the Morong family send themselves to their deaths?" Morong Tian said. Lin Xian nodded. "I see. The gate of the void was the door of death. Lin Xian absolutely could not allow Linglong Shui to pass through it. Then, senior, will we really die if we enter the gate of the void?" Lin Xian still asked. "Shouldn't you be concerned about the gate of the celestial domain? Why are you constantly asking questions about the gate of the void?" "I'm interested," Morong Tian said. "My understanding of the gate of the void is the same as the gate of the celestial domain. The only difference is that the Void Fox clan once entered the gate of the void and never came out. Therefore, it can be considered a warning to us. The Void Fox clan is flourishing, but they never came out. So, do you think we will die?" Lin Xian sighed inwardly. Soon they came to an empty space. Morong Tian waved his hand, and a hole appeared in front of them. "Come in." Then he jumped in. Lin Xian and company followed closely behind. After entering, it was a completely different world. The surroundings were filled with ice. It was like an underground ice palace. It had the same feeling as when they went to find Bing Lingyue, but it was not as grand. "You even built an underground ice palace?" Lin Xian asked. "This wasn't built by us. It originally existed, along with the gate of the celestial domain," Morong Tian said. Lin Xian. "Therefore, this place was deliberately created by someone. Perhaps it was a clue left behind by an existence above the heavenly Dao realm in order to give us a chance. That's the only explanation." As they walked, they came to a sealed room. There was only one door in the room. It was a golden door. This door had two doors. It was about the size of a normal villa's door. There were countless runes engraved on it that one could not understand. At this point, Morong Tian and Morong Feng were extremely nervous. "Little you, believe in yourself. Be careful." Morong Feng gently patted Morong Yu's shoulder as he exhorted. "I know." Morong Yu nodded. Morong Tian turned around and glanced at Lin Xian and Morong Yu, then said, "Be careful. Don't try to show off. Everything inside is unknown. However, I believe in the two of you. You must also believe in yourselves. The continent's greatest secret will be left to the two of you to explore. The two of them nodded. Place your hands on the two doors and try activating your spirit energy. Then Lin Xian and Morongyu took a few steps forward. They placed their hands on the two doors and activated their spirit energy. Shwa. The next moment a bright light shone. This light made Morong Tian and Morong Feng unable to open their eyes. They could clearly feel a power that made them submit. This made them even more convinced that behind this door was a sacred place. When the light dissipated, they opened their eyes. Lin Xian and Morongyu had already disappeared before their eyes. As for the door, it was still the same as before. It seems that they have already entered. Morong Feng said. Morong Tian nodded. So the legend is true. Xiao Yu and Lin Xian are indeed people of destiny. I hope that they will be fine. I hope that they can bring good news to the entire continent. They will. They definitely will. Morong Feng nodded. In fact, they were very anxious because this place was unknown. If they let Morongyu go in, they would be their daughter and granddaughter. It was inevitable that there would be danger inside. It was even possible that they would not be able to come out alive. However, if they wanted to reach a higher level and shoulder the mission of humanity, or even the mission of the entire continent to explore the higher universe, they must go in. I hope that they will be fine and bring good news. We will wait here for them to come back. On the other side, Lin Xian and Morongyu appeared in an unknown space. This place was actually a desolate ruin. The surrounding light was very, very dim. The visibility was only about 5 meters. The surroundings were terrifyingly quiet. Hey, if we don't hold hands, it will be troublesome if we get lost, Lin Xian said to Morongyu. Chapter 1167. This place was terrifyingly dark. One had to know that they were both in the Grand Domain realm. Their night vision was extremely strong, and they could almost see in the dark, as if it was daytime. However, this place was very different. Morongyu didn't show the restraint of a woman at this time. It would be pretentious to be reserved at this time. If they really encountered an accident, the two of them would be separated. Then Lin Xian and Morongyu held hands. Lin Xian really didn't want to take advantage of her. What do we need to do in this place? Morongyu said with a frown. Who knows? We can only move forward and deal with whatever comes our way. With the other hand, the two of them took out their phones and turned on the flashlights. The two of them looked around. Apart from this darkness that they couldn't see through, there was nothing else here. At this time, Morongyu frowned and subconsciously let go of Lin Xian. Then, her delicate body erupted with power, and she stomped down. Lin Xian heard a crack sound and quickly shone the flashlight under Morongyu's feet. A hand, to be precise. A skeleton's arm drilled out from the ground. The hand was still holding Morongyu's ankle, but the arm was broken by Morongyu. Whoosh! The two of them took out their spiritual weapons at the same time. They stood back to back and shone the flashlight on the side. Slowly, the surroundings lit up. They didn't know where the light came from. It was very weak, but now they could see very far. At this moment, it was like the moment when dawn had just broken. Ugh! Their ears were filled with eerie and terrifying low growls from their throats. In all directions, countless pairs of skeleton hands stretched out from the ground. Then countless skeletons crawled out from the ground. Lin Xian and Morongyu's pupils shrank. This was absolutely unexpected. Why was this place full of skeletons? The realm of these skeletons is very low, Morongyu said. She was able to break a skeleton's arm with a casual kick, which proved that these skeletons were nothing. Welcome to the first level of the trial grounds. Please kill 100,000 skeleton soldiers to advance to the second level. Suddenly, a voice seemed to come from the endless void. What the hell? Trial. Could it be a test from the legendary existence? Morongyu asked. Lin Xian nodded. That should be 100,000. Lin Xian expressed his discomfort. It was true that it wasn't strong, but to kill 100,000 of them, wasn't that a little too much? It's not difficult, Morongyu said lightly. Then let's begin. In any case, they could see it now. Moreover, The voice that suddenly appeared told them that this was a trial. In this trial, they didn't know what the content of the trial was, but at the very least, they knew that this was indeed a trial. Then, there wouldn't be any unimaginable things that went against the rules of the trial. Before this, the endless darkness had made them incomparably flustered, but now it wouldn't. Spatial lock. Lin Xian's mind moved, and a powerful spatial force directly locked down an area of 1,000 meters around him. Spatial explosion. Boom! In an instant the world was flattened. Morongyu also used spatial lock and spatial explosion. This was because when facing a large number of weak enemies, the spatial attribute simply had the effect of clearing the screen. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. They didn't know how many of these small monsters they had killed, and they didn't have any experience. They were weak, very weak, so weak that they could casually kill them. To them, this wasn't a trial at all, because it was too simple. Unless they could exhaust their spiritual energy and physical strength, that was impossible. But to be honest, the consumption was indeed not small. If this continues, the spiritual energy and physical strength consumption will be too great. Leave it to me. You rest first. Morongyu said to Lin Xian. What are you doing? Lin Xian asked. Blue light flashed in Morongyu's eyes. She was waiting for all of the skeleton soldiers to close in. 1,000 ice eyes. In the next instant, with her as the center, the entire space was sealed in ice. Everything in the path of her power was frozen solid, including all of the skeleton soldiers. Bam! In the next instant, all of the skeleton soldiers in her line of sight were reduced to nothingness. Morongyu took a deep breath. Lin Xian's mouth gaped open. This 1,000 ice eyes was way too *king powerful. He had never seen Dongfeng Shui use her 1,000 ice eyes before. He only knew that it was pretty powerful. But after seeing it for himself today, he felt that it was way too powerful. In fact, if they forcefully used the space attribute to create a large-scale spatial explosion, then they could achieve the same effect. However, if they did that, then their spiritual energy would be depleted in an instant. They didn't know what would happen next. So a depletion of spiritual energy was a very dangerous thing to do. Although Lin Xian had Linglong Shui's spirit recovery pills, he didn't want to use them now. That was insane. Whoosh! At this moment, a pillar of light appeared in front of them. Lin Xian and Morongyu looked at each other. It looked like they had already killed 100,000 skeletons. Let's recover our spiritual energy and stamina before we go in, Lin Xian said. Morongyu nodded, and the two of them sat down. Here. Lin Xian handed Morongyu some food and a bottle of mineral water. You even brought food? Morongyu was slightly surprised. Domain stage cultivators could go without food for over half a year, so Morongyu thought for a moment before stuffing her spatial ring full. Most of the things she brought were practical things, such as simmons and blankets. However, she didn't bring any food. She felt like there was no need for that. However, she regretted bringing food on the first level of the trial. She felt like she should have brought more food. After expending so much energy, she needed to replenish her energy and eat. The main reason was that Morongyu didn't expect to encounter a situation like this before coming here. Lin Xian nodded. That's right. Aside from the things I took from your holy palace, the rest of the things I brought are mostly food. With a thought from Lin Xian, all of the food was placed in front of him, forming a small mountain. Morongyu, I'm still a lot worse than you. Morongyu sighed with resignation. I can't help it. I have a lot of foodies around me, so I subconsciously think that food is quite important. Then I reflexively brought a lot of snacks, vegetables, meat, water, and even instant noodles. Do you want some? If you want some, I'll make a bucket for you. Lin Xian grinned. How do I eat it? Isn't that simple? Lin Xian then opened a bucket and put in the mineral water. Then the fire element increased the temperature. Morongyu. Genius. Chapter 1168. Lin Xian really didn't think too much about it. He didn't know what he was going to face anyway. Other than some life-saving and fighting guys, Lin Xian could only think of clothes and food. He didn't expect that food would really come in handy. If they had to keep going through this kind of battle, their stamina would be very depleted, and they would definitely need to eat frequently. After eating and drinking to their fill, the two stood up. Let's go. Morongyu nodded, and then the two stepped into the light array. Shwa! The light flashed, and the two appeared in a very, very beautiful grassland. The scene had changed too much. Before it was dark, but now it was a sunny grassland. It was very beautiful. With this sunlight and this grassland, they really wanted to lie on the ground and bask in it. They would probably fall asleep in a while. Welcome to the second level of the trial. The voice came from the void again. At this time, a huge figure ran towards them from the horizon. Shwa Shwa, Lin Xian, and Morongyu took out their spirit weapons at the same time. It was a huge monster beast that looked like a titan. A titan beast, Morongyu said with a frown. Such a huge titan beast, I'm afraid it's at the heavenly venerable realm. Lin Xian said with a frown. Looks like we need to kill it. Morongyu said. Lin Xian sighed. This titan beast was a relatively high-level monster beast. It was very strong, and its defense was also very strong. Relatively speaking, its speed was not very fast, but for any martial artist, facing a defense-type monster beast that was higher than them was very troublesome. Isn't this F***King trial too ridiculous? There won't be more virtualized realm beasts behind, right? If there were more virtualized realm monsters behind, then they were done for. Roar! The titan behemoth roared and leaped into the air. Its huge figure, which was over 20 meters tall, suddenly smashed towards them. Boom! The whole ground shook violently. Lin Xian and Morongyu released their spatial attributes at the same time and left the place. When they looked again, they couldn't help but be speechless. The Titan-class behemoth had smashed open a crater that was more than 10 meters wide. Dust flew everywhere. The Titan beast was like a god of war. If the two of them were to be hit by such power, it would definitely be fatal. This kind of demonic beast, even if its cultivation level was lower than theirs, its strength was still far beyond their reach. Whoosh! Lin Xian teleported in front of the Titan behemoth. 1,000 lightning strikes. Buzz buzz buzz. The power of thunder surged, and then Lin Xian suddenly bombarded its body. Lightning flashed. The lightning array trapped the Titan beast within, and continuously bombarded it with lightning. However, the Titan behemoth tore the lightning apart and walked out. Lin Xian. Heavenly Venerable Realm. I'm afraid your ordinary attacks won't be able to cause any substantial damage to it. Morongyu rushed over after saying that. Ha! She shouted, and the sword in her hand emitted a cold light. Then it tore through the air and suddenly slashed over. Lin Xian saw that Morongyu's sword had injured the surface of the Titan behemoth, and even a red gash had appeared. But this kind of injury was not an injury at all to the Titan behemoth. But Lin Xian secretly praised Morongyu. This Morongyu was really powerful. Bang! The Titan behemoth threw a punch at Morongyu. But it would not be easy for it to attack the two of them who had spatial attributes. But it would be even more difficult for the two of them to kill it. I can buy you time. Can you still use that martial technique from last time? Lin Xian asked as he and Morongyu kept attacking and dodging. Lin Xian asked. It's a little difficult. This Titan behemoth's defense is much higher than the Bloodshadow Blight Sovereign's. I'm afraid my martial technique won't be able to hurt it. Lin Xian was thinking about what he could do. Time slowly passed. Roar. The Titan behemoth was clearly angry that it had not defeated the two of them after so long. It roared and slammed its fists into the ground. An unstoppable force destroyed the ground over 100 meters wide as it rushed toward the two of them. The two of them were not to be trifled with. The main reason was that the spatial attribute was too strong in this situation. Even if you were of the wind attribute, it would be difficult to dodge. But the spatial attribute allowed them to instantly retreat over 100 meters. Roar! When the dust settled, they saw the Titan behemoth raise its arms. A terrifying power condensed above its head, and a fiery red ball of energy over 20 meters wide formed, and then blasted toward the two of them. Spatial energy was released again, and the two of them retreated far away. The ground trembled, and dust flew everywhere. When the dust settled, Lin Xian revealed a shocked expression. A crater over 100 meters wide appeared in front of them. The Titan behemoth's destructive power was absolutely unimaginable. Under normal circumstances, even if one's cultivation was the same as the Titan behemoth's, they still wouldn't be able to withstand its attacks. However, the only reason Lin Xian and Morongyu were able to hold on until now was purely due to the strength of their spatial attribute. The spatial attribute made it so that the heavenly venerable realm demonic beast couldn't do anything to them. Its destructive power was indeed very strong, and it could even instantly destroy everything within a radius of several hundred meters. Under normal circumstances, how could they instantly escape from danger within a radius of several hundred meters? But it was precisely because they both had the spatial attribute that they could do so. Boom, boom, boom. But as the battle dragged on, the two of them were consuming more and more of their spiritual power. If this continued, the Titan behemoth would definitely win. Lin Xian couldn't stop thinking about what he could do. Morongyu looked at Lin Xian. Morongyu didn't have a choice. She did have a lot of powerful martial skills, such as the 1,000 sealing ice pupils, and several other attributes. However, she was still a domain realm cultivator. If this was an ordinary heavenly venerate realm demonic beast, and not a defense-type demonic beast, she would have been confident that she'd be able to deal with it one-on-one. However, she had brought a dragon god explosive bullet with her. It could cause damage to demon behemoths, and there was even a chance of killing them. But against this kind of demon beast with super strong defenses, the dragon god explosive bullet was not very effective. Help me attract the Titan behemoth's attention. I'll try, Lin Xian said. Okay. Morongyu rushed forward without hesitation. Although she knew that Lin Xian's realm was very, very far from the demon behemoth realm, she believed that Lin Xian was not an ordinary person. If others could not do it, and she could not do it, why couldn't Lin Xian do it? He really could do it. Lin Xian was really staking everything on this one throw. Otherwise, the two of them would be exhausted to death. Lin Xian's myriad evils transformed into a heavy sword. The myriad evil's sword's body was wrapped in a black light, and it exploded with power. This was myriad evil's dark form. This was also Lin Xian's only ability that could cause substantial damage to the Titan behemoth. Chapter 1169. Lin Xian hadn't used Wanxie's dark form in a long time. This Wanxie had an effect. In the dark of the night, it would continuously absorb the power of the dark element, and then release this dark form. What was the effect of the dark form? It could cut through the defense. That's right. If you released your defensive power, or even your physical body's defensive power, the dark form would be able to cut through it. This was also a unique and powerful power of the dark attribute. It was just that it might not have such a perverted effect, but Ling Ying should have it, because Ling Ying's dark attribute purity was full. Wasn't this demonic beast strength in its defense? Then wouldn't it be fine if I released all my dark element power and ignored your defense? Of course, this wasn't enough. Lin Xian was only a 4-star domain realm cultivator, while this Titan beast was at least a 1-star heavenly venerable. There was a difference of 7 realms between them. Moreover, it was such a huge difference in realms. Even if it ignored his defense, how much damage could it cause? But don't forget, attribute exchange strength speed. Law of creation. Lin Xian's eyes shone. Then Lin Xian consumed a spirit recovery pill. There weren't many left, but he had to eat it now. This was a desperate move. Law of creation. Lin Xian ate another pill. Law of creation. That's right. Lin Xian used up all his spirit power 3 times, just to create the law of creation 3 times, and continuously increase his strength. He ate another pill, and quickly increased his spirit power. Thunder surging heavens. Lin Xian erupted with an unprecedented power. The power of the heaven-ranked thunder surging heavens was poured into Wanxie, causing it to tremble constantly. Morongyu was constantly pulling the Titan beast's attention. Suddenly, she felt Lin Xian erupting with such a powerful power, and revealed a shocked expression. It's coming! Lin Xian shouted. His figure flickered and instantly appeared in front of the Titan beast. At the same time, Morongyu used her space power to open up the distance between them. Die for me! Lin Xian shouted angrily. Shwa boom! The world fell silent. Lin Xian fell to the ground with his spirit energy depleted. He gasped for air as the dust in front of him slowly dissipated. When the dust settled, Morongyu revealed a shocked expression. The Titan beast's head had been cut off by Lin Xian. If its entire head had fallen off, then it would definitely be deader than dead. Are you alright? Morongyu walked over to support Lin Xian. Lin Xian shook his head. I'm fine. I just ran out of spiritual energy. Help me make some noodles. Lin Xian took out a pile of delicious food. Laut and pickled cabbage. Morongyu. Never in her wildest dreams would she have thought that Lin Xian would actually say something like this. Alright. Morongyu asked as she poured the seasoning. How did you burst out with such a strong power just now? I'm afraid you have the power of a heavenly venerable. Morongyu could also burst out with the power of a heavenly venerable, but she couldn't penetrate the demonic beast's defense. However, Lin Xian seemed to be able to ignore the beast's defense. Lin Xian shrugged and said, all kinds of blessings. Truth be told, if Lin Xian hadn't made that move, Morongyu might have tried using the law of destruction. She knew that with her current realm, forcefully using the law of destruction wouldn't be enough to kill the demonic beast. Moreover, she would have suffered a backlash. However, the law of destruction was the only way to injure the demonic beast, who knew that Lin Xian's power would instantly kill it. But how did you break through its defense? Morongyu asked. This sword. Lin Xian looked at Wan Xia. This sword has a dark form. It can penetrate all defenses. Therefore, no matter how strong the Titan beast's defense is, as long as I have enough power, I can instantly kill it. Lin Xian explained. So that's how it is. Morongyu understood this. She just felt that it was quite amazing. After all, a spirit artifact that could carry the power of a top-notch dark attribute martial artist was really amazing. The light pillar that led to the next level lit up. The second level is already so simple. I really don't know what will happen later. Morongyu said. This was also what Lin Xian was worried about. This wasn't something they could do. It was too difficult. Heavenly venerables were already enough for them to fight. Moreover, this was only a 1-star or 2-star heavenly venerable. If it was any higher, they really wouldn't be able to do it. But there's no turning back. We can only continue forward. Lin Xian sighed and said. Morongyu nodded. She was very strong, but there was a limit to how strong she was. No matter how strong someone was, being able to fight a 1-star or 2-star heavenly venerable in the domain realm was already very exaggerated. That was simply a fantasy. After resting for about 2 hours, the two of them had recovered to their peak state. Let's go. Then the two of them stepped into the teleportation array again. When they appeared again, the two of them were in a space that was like a cave. Lin Xian and Morongyu scanned their surroundings. What's this for? How are we going to fight demonic beasts in such a small area? Lin Xian said helplessly. Maybe it's not necessarily a test of fighting demonic beasts. Morongyu said. At this time, Morongyu suddenly disappeared from Lin Xian's side. Lin Xian's pupils shrank as he summoned 1,000 evils and looked around vigilantly. Welcome to the third round of the test. At this time, a black-robed man appeared in front of Lin Xian. He was wearing a mask and not a single bit of skin was exposed. Even Lin Xian felt that his eyes were hollow. It was like a remnant soul. Who are you? Where are my friends? Lin Xian frowned and asked. She also went to participate in the same test as you. Don't worry, you only need to think about yourself. The figure looked at Lin Xian and said. So you're a god? Lin Xian kept 1,000 evils. God? Maybe. I'm just a remnant soul that's guarding this place. Are you the one who made those sounds? Yes, the figure sat on a stool at the side. This is a trial ground. What's the trial? Lin Xian asked. Becoming a god. Lin Xian's pupils shrank. Is this King real? There are 10 gods above the heavenly Tao. You and that girl's talent is half of the divine spark. Here, through consideration, the two of you can obtain the other half. Once you pass the test, the two of you can break through the heavenly Tao and become gods. Lin Xian was secretly speechless. In this round of the test, there are 3 questions you need to answer. If I answer wrong, I'll fail. No, there's no correct answer. Please answer my questions according to your true thoughts. Lin Xian nodded. Okay. First question, if you have a power, what power do you want to have? You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.